All right, my friends, welcome back to the Baddy Charity League, where this is going to look scuffed until they hit the start button, which I was really hoping they would do faster. That has not happened. I am AJ0. I am here with Elcad, and we are waiting on Renai Circulation to press the button while I stall with my words. Mitch!
He pressed the button. He pressed the button.
Are you ready for
Dude, I am ready.
versus the Radical Left?
That might be one of my favorite, even after that ridiculous gauntlet that we had yesterday going through all the team names. The Radical Left is one of my favorite team names that we've had so far. It's pretty fucking great, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I'm really glad I got a chance to name a team. I had a lot of fun cooking Wednesday night, coming up with some team names. I'm actually really disappointed because I was supposed to get the name a second team. Dank Jungle Dwellers, Thrifty, because he's a little bit of a pushover, accepted a late submission from Dubdrum to be the, and I quote, Dank Jungle Dwellers, instead of taking a second meme from that video. And I was going to call that team Alternative Sexual Archetypes, which would have really been a perfect team name given the personnel. Unfortunately, we get a team name that no one will ever remember again.
You know, I just would have called that ASA.
That's good. And a good team tag is a bonus.
That's true. Their nickname could have been Cisco. That's a deep cut.
These two team names, though, some pretty good ones. Radical Left, Speedrunners, pretty happy with that one. Going up against BBBB, which, I mean, Mitch, have you been practicing? You're on the spot. Go, say the name.
They're B.
Go. No. You are a semi-professional. No, you're not a semi-professional. You're a fucking amateur. They didn't even like you for your casting. They liked you for your microphone, and you don't even have that.
I don't even think that's... I think that is factually false. B.
Good job. Little too much hesitation, but it's a work in progress here.
Well, you know what? That's like the second time I've read that.
Do you have multiple? You're just on a laptop, I'm guessing?
Yes.
So you do not have multiple monitors. We're really making you work for it. You can remember it's 3B, 1B, 1B, 2B. That's the easy way.
3, 1, 1, 2?
Yeah.
All right, that's easy. B.
There you go.
Done. Easy. All right, we see the Recon, and we see a Recon picked up and an MF. First MF we're seeing today.
Yeah.
Don't know if that's relevant, I'm just noting it.
I'm not going to spend too much time thinking about the who's going what until I can see who's actually playing what. This game, obviously, these two teams could still take some chances. This is winners finals, which means you are not eliminated if you lose this game. Obviously, you would prefer to win it and be in the grand finals with a strong chance of taking the whole thing. But the feeling it out is a really big part of this event. And I think I gotta love what Radical Left Speedrunners doing so far, which is just like, hey, let's just play Wombo Combo. Like, you don't need to practice Wombo Combo. You just need to go in and press R. And everyone in the SBL always overthinks it. Like, dude, think of how sick this pick comp will be. Think if we, like, play the mid-game right. No, you never play the mid-game right. Go late, press R.
No, it's the classic everybody getting way too in their head because they think they're much better than they actually are. Just accept that you're in the Baddy League for a reason, and just play whatever is either comfortable or works for you. That's it.
Yeah, one pick I do want to talk about a little bit is this Kale, presumably going back to Chai. He played it in the earlier game.
I think that's a safe bet.
Really interested to see how this goes. Obviously, Kale, super weak in the laning phase. And don't tell me we're going to get a timeout on a pick here. Camille coming through at the 11th hour. Okay, I was hoping for the random, but I know we've got a lot of people that have been practicing Camille. But I am really curious to see if somebody can actually abuse Chai's off-roll laning ability a little bit more. Obviously, Dubdrum was not able to, as we saw in the last game when he was up against the stronger player. Dub's laning probably not abusing anybody. So I'm curious to see how this second round is going to look on the Kale here.
Well, I think the Kale going up against... what was the Kale up against in the other game? It was a... what the hell did they have in that game?
Oh, God, last game? I already forgot.
No, not last game. The game before last game when Chai played Kale into...
Oh, no, that was Dubdrum. He was on Zach.
He was on Zach, okay.
Yeah, I think he just played back-to-back Zach games.
Oh, he did play back-to-back Zach. Okay, I was making
or maybe, no, it was Malf. Dub, there you go. He's in the chat. Dub, your laning phase is not good. Some of your ult's good. Some of your ult's real bad. It was a real Dubdrum experience.
Oh, Malf. There we go. It was a Malf. See, I already forgot. Because it was, honestly, that game lasted so long, and most of it was so irrelevant that I just kind of let my brain go to sleep
Oh,
until the
this
last
reminds
5
me of
minutes.
something important. I wanted to open with this, Mitch, but
What's that?
I want to put myself on the line a little bit this game. I'm going to donate
Okay.
$1 per kill in this game. I encourage anyone to match that.
$1 per kill. Well, I already lost 200 today.
Well, that was a stupid bet. You deserve to lose that money, and you
You know
deserve
what?
to lose some more for the kids.
I had a lot of faith in Wang, and apparently was misplaced.
Yeah, you share adulkies believe in each other a little too much. I think everyone saw that loss coming. So match or be a bitch, it's up to you. I do know to the dollar exactly how much money you make. So
that is accurate. That is a factual statement, and I have no argument for that. Fine.
Swipe, baby. So we play for chaos,
I will
and
match you.
Everyone wins if this game goes to shit. I hope that is what happens.
That is from your casters, $2 per kill. We will both be screaming our lungs out for every one of those.
I encourage you, Chad, if you want to get in on this madness as we watch high-octane League of Legends gameplay here, $1 per kill. What's the worst it could be?
I don't know, like $50.
Yeah, like the absolute worst, you're talking like $100. That's like the 1 in 1,000 kind of game.
Yeah. I think realistic worst case scenario, you're looking at like $50.
Yeah, 30 to 50 is what I'm expecting. That's not too bad of a match, and that's the exciting range. Like I will throw away $50 without thinking twice.
Yeah,
so,
that's fair. That's fair. I can get behind that. All right, we see the picks finishing up here. We got a Tristana and a Poppy for. Which fucking team is that? That's
on the right is the radical left speedrunners. On the left, it is 3B, 1B, 1B, 2B.
B.
Good job.
God damn it, 3-1-1-2. All right, I'll get it one day. Anyway, team comp for all the Bs. It's kind of boring. I'm not gonna lie. That's a boring ass team comp.
Yeah, pretty.
There is nothing exciting there.
A lot of standard shit there. One thing I do like both of these teams playing an AD carry. We saw earlier.
Yes.
A thing that even as like actual SBL teams, I mean, even actual professional teams sometimes slip this. But picking too much MR literally lost the game for jungle dwellers earlier. Or picking too much magic damage.
I definitely did. You saw exactly that because they just weren't able to take any of the momentum that they built in the early game and capitalize it, transition it into anything. They basically just floundered for 35 minutes until the Kale finally came online. I don't think we're going to have that same issue in this game.
No, it is a lot of the same picks on the side of the Bs at least. A lot of the same picks we saw earlier.
Yep, the Swain's new. Because of the Rumble ban, but the Swain's new. That's going to be Tree in a mid lane Swain, obviously. Tristana Rakan bot, Poppy jungle, Kale top. Blech.
And on the right side, I'm actually pretty excited to watch the B team here. That was the team I was kind of I drove out. I got myself some coffee, got myself a little treat. Got back, ate my lunch, kind of was watching that, either listening or watching on my phone for all that game. So I did not watch the B game very carefully. So this is really going to be my first exposure, and that team, I got high hopes for that team.
Wait, for the B team or the
B
Radical
team.
Left
Yeah, the B
Speedrunners?
team. The B team.
All right.
They have
I
some
think it'll be
players that
fine.
excel in shitty games.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of what we saw when they played DJD is they just didn't let them get away with much and then just eventually took the game over for them. I think one of the most telling things though in this game is Chai's early game in the DJD game was not challenged in any capacity. In zero ways did Dub Jump threaten him during the laning phase. If Chai is able to get challenged here and they're able to make some amount of strides with the Camille, maybe we see a game that doesn't go to 56 minutes.
Yeah, if I'm the Amu, I'm already planning my early game out to route towards top lane. If you can get the Camille rolling against Kale, that's gonna turn into a super huge pressure point for your team. And obviously, Chai, laning phase not his strongest point in the game, especially on the off roll here. And Amu Camille, like that is, if you can land the Amu Q, if you can get a good entry on the gank, it's a pretty easy to execute scenario for the Camille to drop a bunch of damage. So that would be my pressure point.
Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I think Cho'Gath mid, I think is going to be fine for them. MF Lux bot.
Cho mid is a real like SBL heroic kind of pick because that's you just saying, hey, directed camera, I'm going to make sure you can watch everything else on the map because you don't have to see a single fucking thing here, which is great because you can't watch everything at once. And if you can just ignore a lane for 15 minutes, like that's awesome. You can watch the other lanes more carefully.
Absolutely. And that's going to be
Mr. Cho.
Who's that going to be in the top?
Bro, I don't fucking know. I told you, I listened to the cast of this game on my phone, driving around to a McDonald's drive-thru. So we'll see in a second here.
Who was it the last one? Oh, it was
Twitch chat. While we're loading in, do we have any takers?
I fucking forgot.
The $1 per death. Do you want to?
Oh, it was
be
Tizzy.
Cool?
It was Tizzy. It was Tizzy on top in the last time that. Fuck me. B played.
Gotta change these names up real quick.
As always, I got to comment on the skin game. Some of these are absolutely phenomenal. The Crystal Rose Swain is a choice by the Xmas tree, but that Broken Covenant Cho'Gath is one of my favorite Cho'Gath skins.
All right, I'm not going to resize these teams enough to fully fit in there, so you're going to get my best interpretation. Radical Left versus B. We finally know who is playing what on the side of. I do not have leak sounds. I do have leak sound. It was just late. All right, let's get in here. I'm gonna turn on the things I need on. Hell yeah. Minimap is still the size it needs to be. Yo, shout out to the Radical Left here who had all of their champs in order. I didn't even realize it. Shout out to Chai.
By them.
Chai needed 25 seconds to leave the fountain. That's a real low elo play. Real quick, Control Shift Z, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we're gonna just tick that out a couple of ticks. And Mitch, just to confirm, I'm at 35, 36, 37 seconds on the timer.
Perfect. That is perfect for me.
I can tell you did not have Twitch chat. I'm pretty sure you were about 2 seconds behind the stream the entire last game.
Oh, really?
Maybe a second. Like, it was just a tick, but just enough, like, especially for me, like, obviously keeping kind of a close eye on that kind of thing. It was driving me crazy on some of the, like, mid-game fights.
Well, sorry about that.
Don't blame
blame
me.
Tree.
Blame your partners for not giving you access to multiple screens. I also blame Tree.
I blame Tree.
I'd expect him to be responsible. Oh, you can even blame Zed. He just put the stream up and went AFK, thought he could make some lunch. I'm like Discord DMing him like, yo, bro, fix the bot lane.
Unbelievable.
But a lot of pressure. You know, the last SBL games that are ever going to be played before we delete the server later tonight.
Yeah, no, I keep hearing about that. You gonna figure out how your MFA app actually works this time?
I don't know what multi-factor authentication is actually, so I'm hoping somebody can explain that to me first. Maybe a security professional in my life. But that's a talk for another day. Both junglers going to start on the bot half of the map. They're going to get a leash, and it's going to be bot to top pathing. I like this for both junglers. If I'm hook resets, I'm predicting the Albino Joe pathing upwards.
And interestingly, we see Zerial Shamans on the Camille in mid. We all thought he was going top, but we have a Cho'Gath versus Chai top with Tizzy and Zerial Shaman playing the Camille mid. I think that makes Chai's life a lot easier with Tizzy on the Cho'Gath.
I didn't even look at who was playing the Camille. I just like assumed it was going top. But that's going to be super interesting here in the mid lane. And yes, that is very good for Chai. Tizzy is a inconsistent laner. I think this top lane matchup is going to really be about the jungle pressure. As we do get a nice stare here. It's a full engagement, double knockup. Oh, both these teams have committed. Numbnuts flashes, does not get the Q, but the heal comes out, and there are 2 summoners blown on each side in the bot lane.
What a mess.
Yeah.
that's all I can say about that. What a mess he fucking engaged.
Some true SBL summoner spell usage.
Numbnuts taking quite a lot of pot shots here. So one thing I'm really going to be looking for from the Bees is Joey going to be able to have the same impact on Amumu that he did on Maokai? I talked about it a lot during that cast. His positioning, his map awareness.
Tree though.
That was a clean movement from Tree. Not enough though.
Yeah, 3 of the 4 summoners down in this mid lane here. And now we said the junglers are going to want to go top, but these other 2 lanes are about to be real juicy for ganks.
Well, before Tree rudely interrupted my thought, I just wanted to pose to you, do you think Joey's going to be able to have the same success on the Mumu that he did on the Maokai with how impactful he was on that role?
Yeah, well, we're about to see something here because the junglers are contesting and not contesting that hard, that crab. Looks like Cal's going to give it up, maybe going to path towards mid lane.
We see Joey and the Mumu going up towards Chai. He's able to hit the bandage. He's going on to Chai, who needs to flash to get away from the rupture, but...
And now this is...
Flash
That's worth it. It's a weak early champ. You got the flash. You now have so much kill pressure in that lane. And Shotman is really playing with... No, he knows. He knows. He's better than me. And he's going in. Shotman knows, and it's ding dong down for the Shotman. But the cost.
Oh, Cal gets his just desserts.
Yeah, that's worth it for Shotman. In my opinion, a kill on Poppy's not as good as a kill on Camille. Just straight up. But meanwhile, in this bot lane, Numbnuts, the heal coming out here, both of these ADCs pumping damage. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, jungle combat, Joey does not know about creep damage and nearly dies.
Yikes. His positioning is good, his impact already being felt in this game, but yeah, just gotta be a little bit careful there so that he doesn't die a completely, massively unnecessary death.
Yeah, man, this is, incredibly close to like a 10-kill game already, it feels like.
Yeah, I mean, good thing we're both only down $2 so far, so 5 minutes in, you know, it could be a lot worse. Dairy Chopman wanting to make that a little bit worse for us here, but not much going to happen. Tree's just going to walk away. I think one thing that I want to call out in the middle here, I guess I don't know Mad Cow's proclivity with Camille, but I know Tree has played a shitload of Swain.
Yeah, now Mad Cow, he has no mobility. GG. Mad Cow goes down and second kill of the game for Cal.
I honestly didn't even bother getting excited for that one because that, like, yep. Back to my question, though. How confident do you think Chopman is on the Camille?
Okay, there's two different questions there. How confident and how skilled?
Yes, okay. Skilled. Skilled is the answer that I want because confident is a redundant, dumb question, and you know that.
Because he's a confident player, whether it's warranted or not, typically. As far as skilled, I don't know if he plays Camille, but it really does fit with a lot of the playstyle he used to be known for. You know, he's a top laner. He's played a lot of games. I have to imagine he has some decent familiarity with Camille. This strikes me as a, like, hey, I can just play a champ I know, I think it'll work in this matchup, and I can just try to snip all over the map all game.
I definitely agree. And to your earlier point where we were talking about top lane pressure, Joey was able to roam up earlier here, get the flash. The flash is still down for Chai, but otherwise it's just a snooze fest in the top lane. Meanwhile, Numbnuts is able to land the binding onto Phoenix Blaze, who just kind of walks away. Tizzy is going to try and lane the rupture onto Chai, who's going to get silenced, and then just keep walking back towards his tower.
When Chai got ganked earlier, did Chai back? He was at like 1 health. He had to go back, right?
Chai has gone back once.
He didn't spend if he went back.
He spent.
No, he only has a Doran's ring. Did he get ganked so early that he just couldn't afford anything else?
I think you're right.
That's brutal. He didn't teleport. I don't know what he did, and I can't analyze it backwards here. But in the mid lane, Tree, I can analyze, and that is going to be his health bar dropping to 0 here. Trying to stall as long as possible, and I might be wrong. It's Tree turning the tables on Albino Joe.
That ult from Swain going to pay dividends, and like I said, Tree's familiarity with how long he can survive looking great there. Chopman going in and getting low, but we're not even focused on that because Phoenix Blaze is under pressure in the bottom lane, and is just going to run away from it.
Oh my god, this bot is just such a madhouse here. I mean, everyone's fighting all over the place. Cal! Woo! But gold is dead even between these teams, despite everything.
Dead even gold, a little bit more CS. Tizzy's able to stay up on CS over Chai, but when you're looking at a team with Kayle, this isn't the situation that you want to be in. You don't want to be almost 10 minutes into the game and saying, well, we're staying even, we're just kind of sticking with it. You want to have some advantage somewhere, and I can't point to where that is right now for them.
Yeah, just some of the deaths they've given up have been really bad. Again, fortunately for them, it is on the Poppy and not a carry. So that may be something here, but we'll see. As we start heading towards the mid game, if they can do a little more, as Hook Resets is setting up for a nice gank here. This bot lane's wanted to fight a lot. He wants to catch him greeting for that plate, but I think, maybe a little miscommunication in the bot lane, but despite that, it's a flash for flash.
Yeah, Frankie getting a little froggy in the bot lane there, but not going to get much from it.
Yeah, and gold still staying pretty close here. One thing to note, I wanted to comment on this earlier. We do see with Mad Cow, he played support earlier, or he was laning with Blab in their first game, right? And now he's playing the mid lane. I do like that. I just don't think those two in an off roll are good enough at the off roll that they can like just assume they'll roll through bot lane so hard. And I think
that's fair.
In the SBL, traditionally putting your best players both in bot never works because you're just too weak on other parts of the map. And so I do like that they've spread them out to 2 separate lanes, giving themselves 2 separate carry conditions here.
Yeah, Numbnut's really showing his flexibility as, you know, somebody who can be mediocre at a lot of different roles, and maybe that's going to work out for them.
And now here we go. Cal still in the neighborhood bot lane, going in on Renai Circulation, who does not have a flash. There comes the exhaust, the autos, the damage, the death. Kill over to Phoenix Blaze, jumping forward, but a good double snare from the Numbnuts will keep him alive. But that should be a nice dragon setup, and Cal's already there, or is yes?
Yeah, he's there.
I thought he was going to maybe for a second. He looked like he's pathing up to mid, but I think he was just dropping a ward.
Yep. No, he's there. He's there. They have the vision. They have the positioning. They're ready to go. The only thing they don't have is trees being pushed in a little bit by Daria Chapman in the mid, but honestly, you don't need that at this point by any means. They have complete control over the bot side of the river. And again, I have to look at B team. What are they doing well right now? Where are they winning? What is going well for them other than top lane CS? And bot lane CS, sorry. CS in 2 lanes.
That's what it is. They're just hoping that those 2 characters can be big. You know, it's still pretty early on. They want to get to first items and try to fight. One thing worth saying, you know, maybe Kale obviously going to scale very well, but BBBs are going to probably... Nice heal from Phoenix Blaze there. But that should turn into a second plate here, and Phoenix Blaze has to be really careful not to greed trying to defend this. He could die.
I love how we keep going back up to the top lane with the spectator camera, and we keep seeing hitting Rupture Silence over and over and over again.
Needs to back. He is just way too hard holding onto his teleport for some reason. He's been fighting with just this Doran's ring for 11 minutes now, so he can't contest anything whatsoever. He's currently sitting on 3,000 gold. That's not good. You need to be able to contest more. Now look at Shy, useless, coming towards this fight. What is he going to do? Tree secures it, and Albino Joe gets a nice ult off, but there's not a whole lot of following, and here comes Camille. Camille going to turn, but Albino Joe the first to down to kill onto that useless Shy. A third kill onto hook resets. And they do get the Rift Herald as well, and that was pretty good for the Radical Left.
I like that you point out what is Shy going to do. Not only does he get a kill, but their team steals Herald and gets another kill.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, that wasn't because of him.
Oh God, no.
He showed up. He was in the right place at the right time, but like, you need to be spending regularly so that you can keep up in your lane. Because Shy, he's currently down 30 CS. Despite that kill, he is still down 300 gold to Tizzy.
Look at how much shit he just bought.
You think that would have been useful if he would have had that move speed, that attack speed in that fight? Could they have got a third kill potentially?
No. Berserker Greaves are fake. That's fake news. Those don't matter.
That's just a lie the Radical Left wants you to believe in, is attack speed.
Absolutely. The Radical Left is controlling this game.
Back in my day, we built Armor Pen and we liked it.
Wait, holy shit! The Radical Left is actually controlling this game, though.
Yeah, they are up a nice 600 gold, 1 dragon. Things starting to fall into place here. But one thing I was trying to touch on a minute ago, despite the BBB team not pushing the pace on too much, they are a wombo combo team. Like, in theory, they probably didn't want to fight too much until they had their big ults available. So it's really only been a few minutes now where, like, fights were probably something they were concerned about.
That's fair.
They just really executed poorly in that Rift Herald fight, but that's the only fight they've actually picked so far. So we'll see as this mid-game rolls here.
A lot of the rest of it has just been them getting called out or just poor positioning, poor play across the board. Joey going in and getting the bandage, but not enough. Phoenix Blaze is going to die to the misfortune ult, almost snagging Tank X in the process, but he's going to be able to sneak out of there. A good kill, getting under Renai's circulation, and something that they want to see, playing exactly what you're just saying with their wombo, and Joey's just going to die. We knew that was going to happen, but
Yeah, but
to your point.
No, Poppy is in no man's land. Poppy's got to run into the enemy jungle. He's trying to go on a mad chase here. His only play now is to try to execute, but Renai circulation is fast. They're going to get the move speed. Dario Chopman wants to come and tag this kill. The carry's going to fight for it. And is going to flash.
Over.
He's wasting so much of their time, but was it worth it? No, it buys tree. Holy shit, he saves his life.
Abso-fucking-lutely, that was worth it. What a masterful bit of avoidance there we see from Cal. The 4-0-2 Poppy manages to get out of the deep, deep jungle.
Someone clip that. That was fucking hilarious, disrespectful. The radical left will stoop to any levels necessary.
You want to see what it looks like when you break 3 people's ankles at the same time by hitting a single button? That's what it looks like.
Yeah, and I think the carries committed so hard to trying to go in. They wanted to fight for that kill. They didn't actually cover any of the escape angles. They didn't respect Tree having a position to get over there and cover the escape. Just great play out of great awareness out of Tree, by the way, to immediately be running it down mid lane into the enemy jungle to back his guy up there. A lot of people, a lot of players would have just been like farming that whole time and like, well, you're gonna die, so.
No, put himself in the position so that he could be there at the right time. We see a little bit of action on the bottom side here. Joey making his way down towards bot lane, maybe trying to angle himself towards Phoenix Blaze, but they're playing, him and Tankax playing pretty safe, not really letting themselves happen. The noodle fight continues in the top lane.
Yeah, that's big. We just got a mid tower take out of Radical Left speedrunners here. They did take that mid tier one, which is going to really open things up for them. And more importantly, it's that Camille is not the first one taking that turret, because Camille is the champ you don't want roaming. Now we have a huge fight in the bot lane.
Numbnuts is going to get blown up and ult back from Renai Circulation onto the rest of the team, but it's not going to do enough. Renai Circulation chasing with Tizzy. Tizzy is a little bit slow. Joey's not able to get a lane on the binding. Xmas Tree is taunting them, but with the ghost up, does get hit by the rupture, gets hit by the binding. Joey going in a little bit too deep, though, is going to get blown up by the other 5 members that were there. You cannot go in on that kind of binding. The Rupture is going to try and buy herself some distance, but ultimately she's going to get smacked into the wall by hook resets. There's too much damage for the dinosaur to survive, and she is going to go down as well. A 3 for nothing. Another kill going on to Chai, who I did want to call out, is now to level 11. This is looking very, very, very dangerous for BBB.
Yeah, I was actually kind of surprised that Chai teleported into that so late. I'm not sure it was necessary. I think he could have threatened top tower, but he does get himself a kill. That fight, I don't know if too much would have changed there, but there were some bad teleports on both sides. Tizzy's teleport was really bad as well. That ended up costing her life. And finally, after feeling like they've made the better play every single time in this game, we're finally starting to see a bit of a gold lead accrue here for the Radical Left speedrunners.
A gold lead for the scaling team at 60 minutes is not the spot that you want to be in.
And one thing here too, especially who's running it down the worst in this game, it's Joey. 0 and 4 on the Amumu, and he did go for that Abyssal Mask, which means he is behind on getting tanky. He went for a more damagey item, a very common item for Amumus. But if you're behind, this could turn Amumu into a scarily squishy champ who just jumps in and dies every fight. You press R and lose your life in the process. And especially for somebody in an off-roll, I don't expect Joey to be really efficient with his pathing between skirmishes. He needs to make sure he's taking jungle camps because he needs to start building some tank stats, especially against this Swain, Tristana, Kale team that he needs the front line for.
I think we're really seeing the unfortunate side of what this type of competition breeds, where people are playing not only roles but characters that they're unfamiliar with. It doesn't look like Joey has the presence to be able to say, should I go in, should I not go in? Basically, every single bandage he hits, he's like, well, I guess we're going in, and full commits to everything, and that's why he's 0 and 4 and 1 at this point in the game.
Yeah, it was especially rough in that last fight where so much was lost. Where there was a clear point where they could have just disengaged, and they just chased all the way from one end to the other of bot lane.
Also, chasing a Swain when he may or may not have anywhere from 2 to 4 other members of his team behind him is a kind of a questionable situation to put yourself in.
Yeah, but despite all of that, it is still just about a 1,500 gold lead, although they do have the 2 dragons here. That's going to be the big win condition we're looking for in this game, as we are 3 minutes from the 3rd dragon.
For what it's worth, we do have some big gold bounties sitting on hook resets in the Poppy, as well as Chai Tea Drinker on the Kale. maybe, if they can get a decent pick, they can do something with a little bit of influx of economy. But again, I've been saying this all game, but they don't have anything that is significantly ahead except for CS in the top and bottom lane. But that money is not enough when they are collectively behind overall money on the board.
Yeah, so we'll see what they're going to do with it here. Everyone is just kind of slowing this game down a bit here. Somebody's going to have to make a mistake. You know, we're kind of in the vision control part of the game here. Establish control. See if you can catch somebody making a mistake. Maybe you just tower dive somebody like a man.
Talking about vision control, we do see 2 wards sitting in the bot side of Blue's jungle, so not doing the worst on vision. There's 1 ward just outside of that bush in the top part of Blue jungle there, but not the worst. At least they have something going there. They have some visibility.
Yeah, no, I forgot about this Rift Herald. This is going to secure them at tier 1 here, which will be pretty big here. Albino Joe summoning it. Oh, Cal, my boy, he saves the tower. He kills Albino Joe, and now this is looking so...
I don't think it's going to be enough.
Oh, no.
They went in too hard.
Oh, my God. For what? They're going to get the tower, the snare.
The tower goes down anyway.
And the chance to get this bounty. Brandon wants it. Let's go, Brandon. Gets the bounty. Oh, a huge swing for the Mad Cow. And they're going to get a 3rd charge out of this. That's...
What a phenomenal play out of both resets that was completely butchered by all of the decisions that were made by his team after it.
That is as big of a negative swing as you can have in League of Legends. I thought the fight was over. They had won. They had done everything. And then they lost 3 towers and most of an inhibitor. They gave up the big bounty into the absolute worst place. And now they're going to be at a disadvantage setting up. Well, no, they will not be at a disadvantage setting up. They can set up, and they're going to try to go preemptively here. A flashing for the support. That is a dead Luxan. But what will they do with it? 30 seconds on the Dragon. I don't think they have the balls to take Baron, and so all they can do is get set up for Dragon here.
That is a classic case of just the seeing red, the bloodlust, the we made a good play, we need to go in, we need to make something out of this, when all they need to do is just sit there and just damage the Rift Herald as it comes in. They had the situation that they set up for themselves and then shit on it.
Yeah, they do get a nice setup on this Dragon here as we flash gold for all of you real fast here. No contest here, so it will be soul points for the Radical Left speedrunners.
I think we pointed this out already, but gold is swung in the favor of BBB right now with 1.5K in their favor. Though Dario Chapman going on to Shy Tea Drinker, going to give him the Hextech ultimatum. Shy is going to try and survive with the ult, but Dario should be able to come out of this one on top. He is going to get the kill. Shy out in the middle of nowhere, trying to split push with, basically no support and vision. Meanwhile, the BBBs are pushing in on the top lane. Renai is going to get a good ult off, but ultimately Tree is going to be able to walk it menacingly and take him down. Tree being able to turn on Tizzy. Tizzy going to be knocked up and taken down by everybody else that's in the lane. The 2 of them try to get something done, but are just going to be turned on at a very unfortunate time when they could have done something. Now instead they're going to have to defend themselves against a team that is posturing immediately for Baron.
Yeah, Joey is alive. They got to be careful here though, because they could lose an inhibitor with ease for this. It
looks like they're making the trade.
Yeah, I
don't
think
give a shit about Baron.
It's too late for RLS to change their minds here. They're committed. Shy needs to make sure he doesn't die trying to defend this. That would be the worst case here. His team will have Baron. He goes, oh no, they're not able to execute. They needed Brandon to go over, but he committed to the bot lane instead. I'm not sure if he would have got there in time, but that is actually huge because now they get their Baron recalls. They can go defend their base here, and that is a good trade for the speedrunners.
You gotta think that that's just a vital, if not a mistake, at least a miscommunication. You could have traded, if not positively, damn near equal for the Baron. Instead, you got a Baron for a T2. That is not something that you want to be trading as. Even if you are up a little bit in gold, that lead is going to disappear. And congrats, you got a T2 on bot lane. You got all the T2s. It's your last one. Maybe you're just trying to complete your collection, but there's only so much you can do with that.
Yeah, so we'll see here. I think we're about to see this game slow down a lot. So we got 3 minutes till the potential Dragon Soul for RLS here. We'll see if they're going to just, you know, kind of fan out, push the lanes, or if they are going to take a chance to group up. They do need to be careful if they try to split push it all. Obviously, Wombo Combo team on the B side, they could easily take an engage if they get it.
Now, Swift, you've been on bad teams with bad players pretty much your entire life. What do you think BBB should do from this situation? What do you want to see them do on the map to have any hope of stopping the infinite scale that's going to happen?
First of all, I would just like to say I've been on good teams with good players who lose for most of my career. Not whatever travesty you just accused me of. But we maybe don't have time for this as we have teams pushing in both directions. The inhibitor is going down, but will there be a cost? Dario Chapman pumping out some nice damage. It shows for nice circulation, but up in this top lane, it is going to be kills traded. A 1 for 3, a 2 for 3 across the map. But emergency backs coming through here as the Bees are gonna try to end this. It's 3v2. They're not focusing the same tower. Shotman, brilliant. He's zoning forward. They get their first Nexus tower. Can they get 2? Tree needs to get the damage onto Renai. Can his team defend him? A great Zonians, but Renai just goes for the turret. They need to finish this turret off, and it's going to be Camille down. Oh, this is gonna be so tight, and they're backing off. Tank Axe is spawning. Numbnuts is dying. Renai tucking that little rabbit tail and running for Misfortune's life. And this game is still not over. Our second Nexus defense of the night.
So you remember what I just said with what you want to see them do? That. Except do it well.
I don't remember anything.
No, they did get 2 Nexus turrets. I mean, there is nothing to be upset about there. Dario Chapman actually playing very well, trying to get them some, like you pointed out, some zoning so they could get those extra points of damage in. The Nexus is exposed, and we do have 1 inhib down, but we are not that far away from it respawning.
Yeah, well, the big thing, though, is this opens up so much pressure in advance of this dragon. Now it's really easy for BBB to go control the enemy red side, have it really hard to approach the dragon, and make it so that if the speedrunners want to approach this dragon to contest, they're in danger of losing the game.
That's the beauty of having somebody that's a pretty good player on a character like Camille. The back door, especially now, is more open than it's ever been. If they want to full commit to anything, they can just run away and say,
and I like this. Brandon is going straight and camping his ass up in top lane. He's saying, I will threaten this base. I will make you guys need to make a decision here. I think my team can disengage this safely. There's still 10 seconds before this even spawns, and it's Chai rotating that way. And what could be a dangerous fight here if it breaks out and Brandon's trying to preempt it. Doesn't do that much damage fast enough, though. And we have a 4v4 in the Dragon Pit. This is a really pivotal moment. Does he know Brandon's going for the Nexus? He's going for the Nexus. We're moving. And Chai doesn't see it. I'm ignoring directed camera. We're looking at the Nexus. And Chai, can he do enough damage? Brandon has to go for a kill here. No one is recalling. The team is trying to run. Brandon, I do not think he has got the damage. He is being outscaled, and he will not end.
Oh, no.
And there was no dragon taken during that. Now the fight in the Dragon Pit here, very split up. Albino Joe all thinking, oh, Tree gets the blast code, flashes back, and he's godlike on the Swain. Albino Joe gonna die for the 7th time. A squishy, sad mummy. You have depression and you deserve it, little mummy. Oh,
nice.
My.
You saw, we see what could have been such a just amazing ending to the game, a storybook moment for Dario Chapman in his mid lane career. Unfortunately end with Chai being able to turn around. He has the scaling, he was able to put the damage down. Now the dragon falls, the Dragon Soul is over to the radical left, and B has no fights coming up in the near future that they're going to be able to seemingly have as much hope against. Baron's up in a minute. They have a little bit of vision. They have better control over the top of the river, but this just doesn't feel like it feels like they missed their window.
Yeah, we'll see here. The inhibitor is at least respawning momentarily, which will change the pressure that RLS are under pretty dramatically. But this gold, we are back within 100 gold of each other after all of the swings here. Obviously, the Dragon Soul, 4-0 on the Dragon counter. That's a pretty big advantage, and especially for a team that's not super tanky, that little bit of extra defense could be pretty pivotal here. But we do see a great setup here. Chopman, remember, no teleport on Chopman. That is big. So if he's split pushing, he has to run across the map to join his team. But he's going to just trust his team to execute in the 4-1 here.
Ooh, Xmas Tree hiding in the bushes.
This could
Gets
be
hit
bad.
by the rupture.
Yeah, Tree's just trying to buy time for his team to get over here. It's a 4v4 as Tristana's really far away, and Cal with a great angle, Renai circulation. No damage dealt this fight. Tizzy going to be the next to fall, and now a chance to hold on here. Phoenix Blaze needs to be careful not to get killed. Don't fight him, he'll kill you. Brandon doesn't agree with me though.
The prior to that fight, 7-2 and 10, Swain looks kind of spooky right now.
Yeah, Swain, Poppy, I mean, their entire motif is just run into you and press all their buttons, and they are a combined 15 and 4 right now.
Yeah. Oh, they are absolutely executing exactly what they set out to execute with this team comp. Build up 2 unstoppable forces while they work on getting the 3rd unstoppable force online. Don't seed early objectives, early lanes, early kills as much as possible. By the way, we're out $33 a piece in case you forgot that part of it, so that's exciting. But Daria Chapman's still trying to keep the split push dream alive, though they're able to float, they're able to position themselves, answer. They see him down there. I don't think there's too much that he's going to be able to do. And we've got Baron up, and I just don't know where they... I know I've said this a lot, but unless there's critical mistakes, which Baddy League, NA, etc., I don't know where they go from here.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, you just... I think you gotta really wait things out, wait for a more easily approachable team fight. At the end of the day, a Moo Misfortune, Baron Pit, like, you can absolutely see a world where that just goes right. But,
sure.
I mean, Brandon on the far side of the map without... The big thing here, though, we see Chai going to answer. We saw before. Chai has outskilled Chopman.
Yes.
That is huge. Because now Chai can just sit there and right-click him and win a duel, it looks like.
Yeah, I don't think there's much that Brandon can do in that matchup. Tree's going to be able to pull in Albino Joe and Numbnuts here. Tree ulting and walking at them. Too much damage going onto them. Tree eats the ult but doesn't care. Some good damage going back down onto the Poppy and Rakan though. Albino Joe moving to answer Tree. Tree is going to be able to out-damage Albino Joe, and there's not too much that's going on there. But Dario Chama with some huge damage on the Chai, even though he is outskilled. He says, I don't give a shit if I can outplay you.
Oh my god, we didn't see the start of that duel. I don't know if Chai just ulted at the wrong time or what, or maybe Chopman found more of an angle to get an outplay, but Tree comes in, executes Brandon, and he might have just saved this game here, and now he's going to try to put the pressure on the Tizzy, who just wants to finish off this inhibitor before she loses her life. She will, but is it worth it? This is going to be so many bodies 6 feet under, and potentially a chance to reestablish defenses here for the speedrunners. They could rush towards this Baron, but it's going to be really hard with Cal just spawning now. Chai does have a teleport once he's up, though.
3 people back up on the side of but you're right, 4 people back up, 4 the radical left. Chai coming up in 3 seconds with that TP that you pointed out. I don't know how much they're going to be able to contest this if they decide they want to go for the Baron, which is where they're looking like they're going to. Tree is just going to ward off anybody that would dare approach him. Numbnuts and Albino Joe trying to take their pot shots over the top of the Baron pit, but they're not going to be able to do too much there with Tree just waiting for them in the wings. Tree is going to pop its ult, walk at Joey. Joey is going to get rid of Tree, and all coming across, it's hitting them, but Tree is going to have way too much damage back down onto all of them. Joey is not going to be able to do anything. We see a TP coming in here. Tree is going to be waiting with the ult on. Tizzy coming in a little bit too late, but Dario Chama with some damage on the backline, going after Phoenix Blaze. Maybe he's going to be able to turn on the Tree. Tree has to stopwatch himself, hourglass himself, but he is going to get shut down by Tizzy. Dario Chama coming in at the exact perfect time.
Why did Chai not teleport to that fight? It was so close. You're the late game carry. This is the entire reason you picked Gale for. I don't care that you're in bronze. It's 33 minutes. What the fuck are you saving it for? And now, BBBB. They're gonna try to end it. It's a 3v2 and there's still time on the spawns. They have to go for it. I'm sorry, it's a 3v3. They're gonna finish off Chopman. No, are you kidding me? Chai loses his life, though. It's a 2 for 2, and these are some big health bars on Tizzy, but Hook Resets is alive. 12 seconds on Tree. I don't think they have the damage, and now maybe they have overstayed their welcome. They are being chased down. Tizzy is tanky, but I don't think she has the damage to threaten anybody here, although the Thorn Mail, Phoenix might kill himself if he's not careful. Not going to get shut down. Tank X, come on! And now, baby! Tree is the last man standing here, and he might be enough of a man by himself. Let's go!
Joey flashes in. Bandit is on a Tree. Tree's stand in the ult. Kill him. A quadra kill for the Swain.
A quadra kill. Nexus defense from Tree and his off-roll, and he's put up a 17 burger!
Also, gold's tied, by the way. Just in case we lost track of that.
Jesus.
Oh my god.
Christ. What the fuck was that? We got a 17 burger out of Tree. A 30 if you go for the K plus A. Which I've always been a fan of. We got a 10 burger in the death column out of Joey, the first double-digit deather of the day.
Tree with the root onto Dario Chapman, who's going to have to slingshot away. Tree's walking at it with the ult up. He's able to get he's able to pull him in. The Axoc ultimatum is down, but Dario Chapman, you cannot fight all three of them.
That
Elder
was
is going to immediately go down to the radical left.
Oh
We're going to
God.
take that and start moving towards the rest of the base. BBBBBB coming in. Tizzy's going to walk at them, but she's going to get knocked away by Hook Resets on the Poppy. Numnut's trying to take it with the ult, but ultimately he misses. Tank X is going to be able to go in and get the knock-up. Albino Joe stuck in the middle as usual. The sad little mummy is just crying his heart out, but not able to do anything. More and more kills go to the radical left. And unfortunately, America and this Rift are going to fall from the radical left.
Oh my god, absolutely inexcusable for a player of Mad Cow's caliber there. Oh, wait, but Renai! He's doing it! He's evaded vision, they're just seeing him now! Look at, they're trying to recall. This is the AD carry, he's got an AD steroid. Can he get this in time? Are you kidding me? They're going to be getting back just about now. He canceled an auto. That may be the difference. Renai cannot end.
Didn't get it.
But he might have saved the game by pulling everyone away from his own base. And we said the absolute worst case scenario of this game was we'd be out 50 bucks. We're out 59 and counting. We did get a bong crank max halfway through, I believe, so this is going to raise a few $100s for the kids. And now, a potential 5v... No! Chai's in the base! It's a potential 4v4! Chai, the inhib was respawning! You needed to be going to match your team!
Tree onto Tizzy, though. Tizzy's already at half health, and Tree's got way too much damage for that dinosaur to be able to take away. She flashes away. Joey buffers the knockback and gets the in, but that doesn't matter. The Baron falls to the radical left. 2 kills going on to the Tristana. Dario Chapman soon to follow. That is 3 down.
That's a terrible recall, you idiot! You absolute fucking buffoon! What were you thinking? A 20 burger for the Xmas Tree, and I think it's over and lost in all of the madness here. Phoenix plays back-to-back, secures the Elder Dragon and the Baron Nashor when his jungler never wanted to. May have been a deciding factor in closing this game out here, as there's no way they don't end here. Right?
They have to. They have Baron. It's 37 minutes in the game. The Kale is not with the team. It's they're pushing the top turret. Okay, now Chai's coming down. There's 2 turrets remaining. They have a wave of minions. They have Baron buff. There's 3 people down on the other side. They cannot not win here. Joey going in. Joey again just going to weep his little mummy tears into the rest of the team and die. Xmas Tree going legendary. Ult from Renai circulation not going to do enough, and the Nexus will fall.
And the radical left speedrunners are going to advance to the finals off the back of incredible games from Cal, Tree, and Phoenix Blaze. Oh
my god.
And this was just the first game of my block.
Congrats.
What in the world?
I
God.
I don't know.
I have no words. 67,000 champion damage from Tree. He very nearly out-damaged his entire team combined. Somebody run the math on that, actually.
Let's see. He did. Wait, no, he didn't.
I don't think he
10K
did.
off.
Yeah,
No, he's 10K off.
He's close, but
Yeah, he is close. He's very close.
holy fuck. Anyways, that was our winners finals. Radical Left Speedrunners.
He's like 3K off.
Yeah, I was gonna say it was pretty close. Radical Left Speedrunners are going to advance to the grand finals here from winners side, and the Bees are going to be dropped down to the losers bracket. Folks, I need to go drink an entire water and maybe get hooked up to an oxygen machine. Maybe like one of those hyperbaric chambers for 10 minutes. But we'll be back because that's our job and we're going to do it. Stay tuned. We've got the third place match in losers bracket coming up in just a few minutes here. All right, my friends, welcome back to the Baddy Charity League. I am AJ0, and I am here with Mr. 20 Burger himself. Top 2 burger in the Swain community for sure. How are you feeling after that one treat?
I'm sweaty. I'm just now coming down off the adrenaline high. I didn't realize I hit 20 kills. That was a game, bro.
Dollar.
Holy shit.
Me, Mitch, and Boncrank all committed $1 per kill to that one. And you know what, Tree? I'm a man of doubling down. I'm going to commit $1 per kill in this game too, and I encourage you to do the same, or else I'll call you a bitch. So,
no, I'm in.
Tree immediately fucking bitch skips straight to the I'm in.
What? So it's a bitch no matter what? I can't wait over here.
Bitch skip. You skipped the you're a bitch cutscene. Like it was really well executed. Like you had that shit buffered and ready before I could even call you one.
You literally wouldn't stop talking so I could say yes. So.
I'm a man of a lot of words, as the people know. I'm still coming down from that last game too, which is why we're probably not going to talk about this draft whatsoever until it's over. And we're going to just keep talking about that last game. Tree. Near the end, when Blab like ran it down your mid lane and was taking the Nexus, how were you guys feeling at that point in time?
So, I mean, worried, obviously. We were ready for it. Literally, the second he showed up in our base, we saw it. And there's a reason you saw 4 people recall, because, like, it didn't matter. Nothing mattered that we were, like, overcommitting people, that we didn't need that many. All that mattered was that the Nexus didn't die. And so everybody just recalled immediately, except for, I think, 1. And we're just like, just send everybody, because if this fucking backdoor works, we're going to hate ourselves forever. Oh my god. And the fact that it was Misfortune who just had to run the whole way for it.
I was just thinking like, oh, it's a fast champion and he's evaded all the sight lines. Oh my god. I was not diaphragm casting for most of that series. For kills across all the games, no one fucking knows that. No one's posting shit. But I do invite, if anyone wants to join me and Tree, $1 per kill this game would be fun.
Oh.
We had Boncrank matching us last time. If anyone wants to be the Bab this time.
Oh man. So what did it end up with? 64 last
64,
game?
yeah. Nintendo 64 kills for charity was my exact.
Well, I don't think the other team's games are going as long as my team's games, so it probably won't be that high, right?
Probably not. But I don't know. This Offroles, you either get no kills because you don't know how to play your situation, or you get a lot of kills because you don't know how to end your situation because you don't know how to play your situation. It could be either. Oh my god! I have so many thoughts about that last game, and the only thing is like I wish that was an elimination game. If it's gonna be that bad, you want somebody to get knocked out for it, and all it did was send somebody down to losers.
That's always the fun part when you get out of a league game, because you have a totally different perspective than the casters and the viewers do of how that game went, right? And it's always funny to get out and you're like, oh, that was such a game, and you have to sit there and ask them real quick, like in a good way or a bad way. Because that could mean either thing in the Baddy League.
Yeah, it's a bit of both there. Like you said, it was the one call that you guys really screwed up was where you lost all 3 turrets mid.
Mid-caved, yeah. That
dramatically changed the entire rest of the game. If that hadn't have happened, then we'll never know.
Oh, we do have Viger Numbnuts back on Viger because they were too concerned with... Oh, wait, no, that's the other band around. Interesting. MF and Rakan bands coming out.
Yeah, a lot of same picks coming through for the Dank Jungle Dwellers. Can I just call them what I named them? So this team, I named your team, the Radical Left Speedrunners.
Yeah.
I was supposed to have named this team, but Thrifty caved in like a coward of a commissioner and allowed Dubdrum to late submit a bad team name. I was going to name that team Alternative Sexual Archetypes, which would have really fit the personnel. And don't tell me we're going to get randomed again. Okay, no, it's Blitzcrank. I don't know if that's worse.
Well, depending on their top lane pick here, maybe it won't be as bad as Blitzcrank taking picks when they were trying to split push.
And Aaron to round things out. That is wow. I don't know the last time I saw a full team of original 40 champs.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
You could have played that game on the very first Pong land. That's kind of exciting. And, I mean, a lot of original champs on the right side, too, here. Xerath, the only one. Xerath and Zyra. And even that, I mean, those are like Season 1, Season 2 champs. Like,
Yeah.
This is some old school League of Legends, except half of these characters have been reworked since then. But
yeah, Mumu better. The double pull is ridiculous.
yeah, the double pull is pretty nice. I mean, I don't know. For Joey, sometimes it looks like it's more cues to run it down with. Worth noting here for the bees, like this is last game was probably adrenaline filled, and you have to immediately rebound from that to play an elimination game here, going up against the Jungle Dwellers, who I have no idea what to expect out of this team. They got draft diffed in their game that they lost earlier with not picking any physical damage besides the Pantheon.
Yeah.
And I think that like literally solo lost them the game. They have at least moved that needle back a little with an Ezreal, but I still don't love it. This is a pretty free build, a lot of MR, and Amu and Garen can frontline this game pretty easily.
This is a I do like the Zyra pick for sure though. This Ezreal Zyra lane should be able to
it's a high risk, high reward, or like high risk lane, right? Like it could go really well, but if you get pulled, like
what I wish we'd see more of is instead of Zyra, just pick the Heimer if that's the kind of play. Although Zyra is better right now, but Heimer just counters Blitzcrank pull. He pulls, you drop a turret, easy game every time. But coulda, woulda, shoulda.
Would've, should've. Real quick though, before I talk about what we could have, would have, or should have, we're $30 away, Caden.
Oh shit.
Well, who wants to push us over?
Well, if no one else does, I'm pretty sure you and I will after the game, so.
Yeah, but I was the guy who pushed us over 1,000. I was the guy who pushed us over 4,000. Like, do you really want me to I should probably just do it right now, actually.
Before anyone else can?
Yeah, just go drop another 30.
Yeah, snipe them.
As I see it already coming through in the chat
quick.
I could do it on stream. I could show you guys my credit card real quick.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Oh my god, so a minute and a half here before we head in. This dude, I hate this enemy 1 through 5 shit. I can't believe this hasn't been fixed.
Yeah, it's unreasonably annoying.
Especially when you're trying to remember who plays what role. I know Mel's playing Pantheon. That's the one thing I've got down. And I'm pretty sure Wes is playing Xerath because he played that earlier.
Yep. Obviously, Wang is on Ezreal. And I'm blanking on the other two.
I mean, Dubdrum has been playing top. I assume that's Dubdrum on the show.
Yep.
Did get some insider information earlier. Dubdrum may or may not have taken some edibles. May or may not be,
blasted.
So we'll see. We'll see what this Cho'Gath does. Gonna be pretty honest. If that statement is accurate and I were on his team, I would not be very happy.
No, I would not. And I know Wes was trying to talk him out of it earlier too. He's like, don't do it. But who knows? Who knows how that went? Maybe you just snuck him after a loss.
Yeah, we will see. We got 22 seconds to go here. BBB versus the Dank Jungle Dwellers. What a terrible name. Who are we rooting for, Tree?
I'm unsure. Because my perspective is a little different. Because whoever wins this, I have to play. And I've already beat each of them once, and both of them went kind of long. So it's like, I think I'm in for a ride either way.
Yeah, I think you're right. As I'm going to adjust the team names on this overlay, we've got Bees versus Dank Jungle Dwellers here. It's updated. Shout out the Street Demon Zyra skin. And we are in. Fast loads. We got SSDs and modern computers. God bless you all.
Hell yeah. Alright, let's hopefully this game everyone buys the correct items. And I don't think we had any screw-ups in drafts, so we're off to a good start.
Yeah, no randoms. Very slow buys out of base. I made fun of Chai earlier for doing this, and now an entire half the game is doing it. So that's rough.
Welcome to Summoner's.
But everyone makes it out of base.
No invades. They could be looking at bottom, but that's not a lot of people to be sending, so I doubt it.
Oh, better remember to zoom out. Control Shift Z. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 6 or so, 8 or so. By the way, on the time, I am at 48, 49, 50. If we are hopefully
Perfect.
synced up here.
Dead on.
I am really happy with how fast it all comes back to me. Like, you have to remember a lot of bullshit when you're streaming a casting league.
Yeah, there's just a lot of side stuff that comes up that you don't think about all the time.
All right, one thing to note here, didn't even think about this, even though we could see their names. Dario and Renai, going back to what they did in the first game tonight, putting themselves in the bot lane, Numbnuts back to the mid. So they're going to try to just roll through bot lane here, and they're going to hope they can get Mick to run it down. And Mick really liked being pulled at inopportune moments in his last game. We'll see if that's going to keep up here. As far as who I am rooting for, it's pretty tough. You know, the person I am a partner to is on one team playing one of my favorite champs. You would think, by default, that means I'm rooting for her, right? As well as two of my all-time favorite players, in Master Splinter and Mai Wang. Two of my ride or die guys. I've obviously defended Master Splinter's legacy as the GOAT pretty intensely on this very stream many times. But this team also has maybe two of the players, maybe the two players I root against the hardest in all of the Baddy leagues. So I'm going to just hope for plays and excitement and a lot of kills for the kids because it's $2 per kill if we're both donating. Everyone, you still got a chance to match if you want to be a badass.
Surely no one related to the answer from Baddy Feud of who do you least like to lose to are those two you were talking about.
Oh my god, don't get me started on Baddy Feud. We'll never be back on track.
Oh, I don't know if your scoreboard is correct, but mine is all sorts of messed up still.
Mine is correct. I did the legwork here.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Alright, first pull. Gonna be the Ignites traded immediately, and I think both the supports are gonna just walk out with low health here.
Mick did lose his flash, which means next pull is real dangerous for him.
Gonna just trade some face tanking up in this top lane.
Oh,
this is bad. Oh, a nice root though, and that is not gonna be as bad as I thought.
Yeah, Blab with good concentration did not back off there, even after he buffered the E. Oh, Tizzy, in some danger. Oh, no. I think if he had just been willing to take one turret shot there, that was a kill.
Unlucky. You know, some guys are just scared about tanking turrets, and I can't say I blame them because it's an embarrassing way to throw. Alright, so nothing in the early game. Thank God, I need like 15 minutes with no kills just to finish catching my breath.
That's fair. I needed the downtime in between games.
Yeah, God, there's just so much pressure in both directions in this bot lane. Somebody's gonna have to die here, right? Oh, Wang, he's Ezreal, he's fine.
Lep just walks up and calls their bluff, like...
He might not be fine, does he's so close on the W, he takes a tower shot, Wang, gonna flash forward, but Dario chop, man, body blocks, but Flash is traded all over the place here. Everyone's getting flashed right now, and there we're getting hooked too, and Mai Wang is going to be the first to fall for the kids.
That was bold all around in bot lane. I appreciate everyone actually stretching out for the danger shit there. Splinter out of mana in mid. I don't know what he's playing. Oh, they're both out of mana. Okay, so we're just gonna right-click stuff.
Hell yeah, dude. That's a great chance to show your skill off. Who can right click better as a mage? I'm gonna take a guess and say the guy who mains the jungle is probably not gonna be good with Xerath auto last hitting. But what do I know? I think Wes. He's gonna go for it.
Oh, I was just gonna say Vigar is definitely up on him, and I think they're both using every inch of mana to just push more waves.
By the way, thank God there's nothing going on in this game because it gives me a chance to call out the thing I see with my eyeballs, and that is a 4-5-3-2 on the donation tracker, which means we have officially, for the 4th year in a row, raised more money than ever before, as we have just passed that all-time record for Baddy Charity League donations, 4,500, and I think we might still have a lot coming. To everyone that's been donating all weekend long, thank you so much, but that's all I got time for here because I think we're going to have a fight breaking out here. I get so excited. No, I got plenty more time to thank you all for the money. I'm Just Dan, I believe, was the one to push us over there, or I should say I'm trusting Twitch chat wholeheartedly here. So Dan, you're getting the credit whether you did it or not. I trust Chai though, he's usually right, and Albino Joe is usually wrong when he tries to predict these flashes. His numbnuts really playing with fire here. Just an absolute disaster class in the mid lane. And no, Wes Ware is trying to turn it, but Wang, that is why Ezreal is so good against Blitz. You can get hooked and still buffer the E out just fine. Wang executes. And no one dies.
Oh man. I have to question that mid gank when he throws out his stun and is out of mana immediately and then has to flash away. And you gotta be sitting there thinking, wait, what was the plan again?
At least Joey didn't flash for that one, so that's something here. There's not a ton of action from these junglers, which isn't too shocking. Obviously, both of these junglers love to get the 6 before they do too much, and they have some very gankable lanes once they do. We do see Joey pathing towards the spot lane, though. And now this is some big pressure. They're running right towards Joey. Oh, no. He gets onto Wang. He does not have his ult, but he's not going to. They got an Ignite ticking. They're flashing forward. Bernard gets the kill onto Wang, and I don't think anyone is going to fall. It's a double kill for Blaboor.
Yeah, Blab is ready to be a problem again, showing that he doesn't really have an off roll. Not really.
Yeah, I was talking about this during the last game that I don't always love putting your best 2 players in the bot lane because there's so much pressure on you to just completely roll through that lane. And they weren't able to do it earlier when they tried it. But this game, they are now set up to do it. And Blitzcrank Ashe with a big lead is very, very oppressive. Obviously, is Ezreal, it's really easy not to int, but Zyra can run it down, and Ezreal can easily get zoned off of things. I'm very curious to see what happens in the spot lane in the next few minutes, but the action does not stop. Mel with a great gank in the mid lane. Numbnuts has nowhere to run, nowhere to hide, and Wesley Wera is on the board.
Yeah, late Ashe Arrow trying to assist there, but just does not arrive in time. Yeah, that is scary. The danger about Ezreal is like, yeah, your score's gonna look fine, but it's so easy, like you said, to get zoned off and basically barely contribute because you're playing so safe. And you can't do that, you're just doing very little.
Yeah, Ezreal is like one of the ultimate champions where you can be like deceptively not feeding. Where it's you can be like, look at my score line's fine. Like, I mean, it's not. He's 0-2. He's got the most deaths in the game, and most of them. That's not good. But like, you could easily have a game on Ezreal where you're like, look at, I didn't run it down. I wasn't the problem, but you had literally 0 impact the entire game. It's like, oh, he had 700 damage to champs that game. That has always been my problem with Ezreal. I'm biased. I never liked playing Ezreal, so I obviously been a very popular professional pick across all of time.
Oh, mid lane.
Another pick here onto Numbnuts. He's trying to give himself a defensive cage, but so much CC coming out, and Mikuro is going to take that kill. A little bit of a mistake there with 2 carries there.
Yeah, he didn't need that.
No, they should have been communicating that there was no flash there. Mick is probably going, got it from you, Wes. And Wes is probably going, dude, I need to get the kills to carry this game. Come on, man.
It's like I'm in their comms. That's incredible.
Like I say, I've played a lot with Wes. For a guy who allegedly couldn't see his computer screen, Dump Jump is Oh, doing okay in the top lane. As, oh, a great arrow. The heal comes out, the flash. The dots are not going to be enough to finish this one.
That puts them in a dangerous spot they're just going to shove over these plates. They also have jungle help, so they're about to get a lot of money out of that.
Yeah, they could, Dragon's 40 seconds here, so they can take a bunch of plates, and if they want to, they can Dragon have... Blab is... Wait, no, I read the wrong number. Okay. I was going to say he's sitting on 4,500 gold. That would be obscene. I think that would be an all-time record. No, everyone's sitting on 3 digits except for Mikuro right now.
Not a whole lot, yeah. I'm not surprised no one's killing anyone top lane. Here we are. It looks like they might actually be going for the whole... No, they're not going to get that whole turret. They were just hoping for another plate. All just on range.
Oh, a beautiful turn here. Now Wes has the chance, and he forces the flash, but not the kill. Another kill here for the Bees.
Man, they are putting all their eggs in the bot basket right now, and it is working. I'm surprised we didn't see them focus that dragon at all. They really wanted those plates. Cal, Omega aggressive. Are you just talking about our Blitz game yesterday? I'm on to you.
I'm very aware that Cal can play Omega aggressive, but that doesn't mean I trust it. We do see Albino Joe coming forward. No flash, but he does have a Q. He's going to go for the steal. Can he get it? No, he cannot.
No.
Albino Joe throwing his life away, but the assist from downtown, he's going to 1-for-1, and that's not the worst.
Yeah.
Oh, they're not done. The Chop Man is here. Oh, Blab doesn't get the slow. Chop Man is trying to force a free Q, and there it is. Wang still in range here. He's being slowed. Batman with a good turn. She doesn't look like she has the E available, though. There's nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Blab with his 4th. And now a full disengage from the rest of the junglers.
I think if that Ash arrow had just been a... Oh, flash.
Flash for flash. You take that.
And they are now getting plates on top as well. Lots of pressure all over the map for blue side. The Bees going for that free money.
Yeah, they're going to try to get this 4th plate. And actually, Mick is going to ult to defend the plate here, but there's still a minute left. This should be a free plate given the positioning of people.
Yeah, basically gave him the option of... Oh, pull misses. Of you either blow this flash or you're about to die.
There we go. Creeps will get that 4th plate there, so that is nice. If we look at the gold here, also a 30 CS lead, which equates to, in total, 2,000 is the gold lead for Renai Circulation. Playing super, super well. Him and Chopman pressuring well. That one, not so much, but on the whole.
Plating will fall soon.
Ooh, Pantheon ult in the mid, but just missing.
Yeah, a little too timid. I think could have taken a slightly more aggressive angle pretty safely there, but that's a hard judgment call to make. I could very well be wrong. Don't blame her for not doing it. So take the safe play. You don't want to be the person running it down right now. You need to slow this game down, try to get into a more traditional sense of a mid game here, and then start picking your fights.
These teams, I think they're looking to protect our wallet, maybe?
That's really nice of them.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. They're not thinking about the... Oh, that arrow's going to slam him.
Oh.
In turret range.
Yeah, he E'd and still got hit by it. And Renai with the balls, but gets snared a 1-for-1, which means the Splinter. Oh, Splinter gets the bounty. That is unfortunate for Blab. He did not want that.
He full committed to it to get the kill, even though he knew he was walking into Xerath ults, but like...
Joey's here. He's got nowhere to run. He does have a flash. Can he outplay Albino Joe? Nice footwork. Forces a flash. If Albino Joe would have been a little more patient, but the second Q comes out, they're not going to do a ton of damage, but they don't need to. The execute, and Tizzy puts herself on the board.
Hell yeah. Yeah, both top laners got that execute on. So even though they're going to have low kills and probably not, you know, be dealing the most damage, they're still a threat because they'll just delete you if you stay around too low. And with Splinter picking up that gold from the execute. We'll see if he can start poking people out and being a bigger problem in this game.
Yeah, Renai, I like this. Just keeping the pressure alive. Does scout out his own defenses here. Now, no ults available, so not a ton of threat. Actually, Mel taking a very aggressive angle here. I like the idea. She doesn't have a flash, but there's the stun. I think a little too timid. She didn't want to get hooked there, and I don't blame her. As Dario is like, I'm willing to turn this if you're here. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Renai, there's... I see Joey bot lane, no ult available, forcing a flash here. A lot of low health bars.
2 flashes because they didn't know his ult was down. That's
a good point, yeah. That's hard to communicate so suddenly like that. So that is 2 very valuable flashes here. Is obviously the bot lane they want to be engaged upon by the bees.
And the arrow's up again.
Oh man, no defenses left. It is a 6th kill for the circulation. And he could have, if there weren't a TP there, that just saved Nick's life. Good play from Dub Trump. But Blab is still a problem.
Yeah, and has another shutdown bounty on him. Let me check. What's Viger's stack stat? 135? I said this as if I knew the number I was looking for. I didn't plan this far, okay? So...
Well, see, so you got to level up your casting game, because what you could have done there has been like, all right, what is the Vigar stacks looking like? All right, 135, so you all know what that means, and then you completely change topics. No one would have known, just like Wang has no idea that he's about to lose his life. A 3v2, but Wang barely makes it out! It's too much of a commitment, and now Chop Man gets chopped. Batmel is on the board, and she is still holding forward. Mikro, though, taking a lot of damage. Joey shows up with a huge ult to set up Renai, and now it is Master Splitter. Oh my god. Where is Renai? I'm sorry, my brain shut off there. He's right there.
He's right on your screen. And Blab is, he's murdering everybody. He is 8-1. He is unbelievably a problem. His damage is huge right now.
He's up 3,000 golds. And the worst thing here is, like, you have all these champs that want to chase you down combined with an 80 carry who's slowing you on every auto. And Wes is Wes is about to die. Wes gets hit with the stun. I love it. Renai keeping his pressure on. This is a 5v less than 5. 2 kills to the carries.
Love the heads up flash from Chopman in order to pull Zyra back into that.
And I was going to say a moment ago, this may just be a flaw with the composition here for the Dank Jungle Dwellers here. Like, the Xerath is going to not run it down and can kind of do damage late, but I'm just wondering if they needed their best player to be on something that can make more plays, which Xerath does none of.
Yeah, if this goes long again, I mean, you're definitely worried because Viger doesn't stop stacking. He doesn't care. We'll see. They're in a dangerous place with Ashe this big. Lots roaming up top, trying to catch that Garen, but he's already on the way out. I doubt they're going to catch him.
Number 10, double digits here for Renai as he has more than half of the kills in this game right now. They are going to pressure onto this tier 2, and this is,
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
you know, it's not a foregone conclusion, but they would have to fuck up a lot at this point to start throwing this one.
Good news, it's the Baddy League, so that's always possible.
That is absolutely true. Not exactly the team I would think of with the best shot calling. So that is absolutely on the menu here. They did take a second Rift Herald off screen a moment ago. They're doing a really good job of setting up vision. I mean, this is just... It's so hard to be Dank Jungle Dwellers into this composition. And Blab gonna go from deep here. We got a teleport coming in to join the fight here. A big Zyra ult. Gotta get the knockups. Here we go. Some nice damage coming up. Mesmer gets the kill on a Numbnuts. And now the teams are a little split, but I don't know if it's gonna matter here. These health bars are all so low. A 2 for 2, and now it's Tizzy running away. Wow, Chopman is going to save his girl. No one has any health. They have to be careful. They're going to get aced up. I'm flashing forward, gets the massive eat. And I just said they can't possibly throw. And they said, fuck you, Swift. We're bees.
It's really nice when you see the caster curse really just switch the kick in. It doesn't wait at all. The second you set it, bam.
There's still, the bees are still in a big lead. The huge bounty did go on the dub drum, which is really unfortunate for Dank Jungle Dwellers here, but that at least brings him back to even in his matchup. Still huge leads here. They may have...
They still get it.
That's a big tower. Mid-tier 1, they get an objective bounty. We are down to a 3.5k gold lead now, which is better than the near 7k gold lead it was before. Importantly, that mid-tier 1 being open just opens up so much more movements on the map here.
It's literally Chai. Wow. Blab is literally not only doing all of his team's damage, he's also engaging all of his team's fights.
He also might be all of his team's brain.
It's possible.
Just a little too much splitty spaghetti in that fight, a little too much hype. I think they felt a little too rich for their britches there. And yeah, I mean, if Blab is not killing everybody, it's not like this team just runs away with every situation. Like, they do need to be executing well for Blab and then chasing down stragglers. And they got really split in that fight. They gotta be careful here. Baron is alive. It's pretty early for that, I would think.
You have everyone grouping up. They're all on this top jungle.
Oh, there's a lot of pressure. Wesley Wera is going to meet his maker here. Renai with number 11, but it's a 1-for-1. Mel getting some good pressure out here, but now it is free reign for Blaboor. All of the offensive moves have been popped. Can the other team answer with the damage? They are putting some nice damage out. Blaboor with some beautiful movement here, autoing all of the right targets, pushing forward. Tizzy chasing things down. Why did they stutter step? They still get a flash out to make it a 2-for-4 for the bees.
Yeah, they can't get on the Ashe. And that's literally all that matters in these fights right now. Can you kill the Ashe?
You could see it. Blab knew the second all of the big bucket moves had been popped, and he was like, okay, I'm safe to start autoing now, and then he started autoing. Ladies and gentlemen, that's all it takes is an AD carry. Wait for them to pop their moves that they could kill you with, and then turn and kill them. Bam. You're ruler.
Are you really gonna
Comparing
give
Renai circulation to potentially the greatest AD carry of all time?
Interesting.
I'm just saying, Ruler got knocked out of every tournament he played in the last 24 hours, and Renai circulation is still alive, and better yet, Renai circulation and the bees have their third dragon of the game here. There now it's soul points in this Chemtech soul game here.
Blab, just to counteract this when you watch this VOD,
yeah, Blab is going to be so pissed when he's like, I lost this game. Why would they say things like that? So the whole team is going to try to go for a Death Bush top, but they are going to guess wrong here. Now they are going to maybe go for the real aggro flank. Splinter and Dub Drum are going to be on one side. There's a pincer on the other. The bees should be starting to sniff out that something is up. And Nick, a bad entry does not get his ult off. And now, once again, holding forward, Mel is trying to flank here, but it's a little too much for her to engage on. I think they got to just give this one up. They only lost one person. They should be grateful for it.
Another pull. Everything going down as Swift's brain apparently shuts down, and they're trying to push into the base. Can't quite get Albino Joe.
Oh, sometimes the lack of commentary is the deadliest caster curse. And Wesley fucking, where are you, idiot? All right, that was not good. That was not good from the GOAT. I would like you to know, I was like, okay, this fight is over. So I turned to read Twitch chat, and I was chuckling at Christopher DPG saying, I love AJS's ability to twist an argument with no real facts. And as I was chuckling to myself about how funny and accurate that statement is, you went, oh, there's another poll. And I snapped back to the screen. I am, it's so much like changing which monitor you look at. Like I'm standing to cast this game. I was sitting for the last game, but I'm standing for this one. And like the which screen you choose to focus on is so much more dramatic when you're standing, because it's like I'm moving my feet and like shifting my whole ass body here instead of just like gamer turning my head when I sit.
Okay, they've decided to give us a breath for just a little bit before. I assume they fight over Baron pretty quick here. How long we got on Dragon? 3 minutes. Yeah, so they're gonna start some shit over Baron. We do have Viger split pushing bottom. Xerath going down.
Yeah, still a pretty similar situation here. I'm not an expert on mid laners. Is it bad that Numbnut doesn't have Sark shoes yet?
I'm pretty sure you're supposed to have some kind of shoes, yeah.
Because, like, especially on mages, like, that's always been my kind of rule of thumb, is, like, Sork shoes are probably the most impactful tier 2 boots in the game. As, unlucky.
Oh, they're gonna get the turret, though.
Yeah, that's not nothing.
Why did... Oh, there's Pantheon.
Oh, I love this.
In.
Mel jumping straight in. An arrow is going to come in for defense, and they don't quite have the damage. Mel gets the shutdown, and now they are playing this defensively. They need to kite and kill here. They get a second kill, but at what cost? A huge crit from Renai. He's trying to play forward. He gets a double kill, and now the fancy footwork not going to be enough to save him, and now it is Joey versus Wes. And
does not win these.
This is terrible, Wesley Wera. You are a small man. Joey is a big one.
Oh man, there's nothing Xerath can do about a Moo. You never win those.
Yeah, and I was saying earlier about how as Xerath, like, it's easy to have one of those games where like you're 3-0 and it's like you're like, I did nothing wrong, but like you just kind of sat and watched your team lose the game. Or you could be 3-4 and you could be wondering, Wesley Wera, how do you keep putting yourself into harm's way? When your children watch this VOD, they're going to say, Dad, you were so cringe that game.
You think they're still going to say cringe?
Yeah, I think cringe is here to stay.
Alright, that's fair.
If I had to pick like a word in our modern vernacular that I think is going to have some staying power, cringe is pretty high on the list. It's just a good word.
Yeah, I can see it. There's always something that sticks around.
Oh my god, it's Shy. That's a great drinking game if you want to die. Alright, Shy, are you guys in the Baddy Smash server watching these games? That actually sounds like it would be hype as hell. Oh, Numbnuts is gonna have some nice footwork there. This is all
Free Baron?
They don't know. They don't know. Wes, you're the jungler. You're the king of the jungler. Sniff this out. Oh my god, now they just now get sight, but it's too little too late. Numbnut zoning, Joey securing, Baron Nashor going over to BBBB.
We do see them setting up immediately for the dragon, which is coming up in 30 seconds, so they are going to have the prio at least on the site and everything.
Yeah, this is actually really big. Vigar's in top lane. Still, he does have his teleport available. He's going to need to use it here. He's pushing another wave. That's bad. Vigar is currently sitting on third. I mean, unless he doesn't need to spend. But now Vigar is really late to this. And this is something you see. Teams just, they're always a little too late to Dragon. They could go for a burn here. Vigar is running. He should have been teleporting 5 seconds ago.
Oh, Chapman.
But they have been scared to start this. I can't say I blame them. And now they're getting some good damage on a Chapman. They got to be careful. Let the tanks lead the way. You cannot get hooked if you are a squishy. Vigar nearly here. This Dragon is not going down that fast. And we see Tizzy and Albino Joe frontlining very effectively. Joey moving forward, trying to wait out a chance for a good ult. He's still holding on to it. His dub drum is going to fall. A beautiful curse of the Sad Mummy. A double kill for the Numbnuts. A kill for Renai. And Albino Joe still holding forward. Renai slowing. Joey killing. 0 for 5. They have Baron. They're going to get the soul. And they might get a lot more than that. These are some long death timers. They are pushing both of these side lanes. They have given up on the soul. Numbnut seems to have no idea what his team wants him to do, as they're pushing all 3 lanes. This base is going to be abused.
Yeah, they're going to get so much here. They're going to rotate over. Like they're sending Blab to just start pressuring those Nexus turrets.
I was going to say, I think they should just be trying to end here. They have a big wave. At least get one of these. And then you can go break this base open while the enemy team is defending here.
Are they going to get all 3 inhibs? Are they going to die right here?
Wesley Steph Curry Wera over there with a nice snipe from deep. But it might be a little too late. Oh my god, I haven't actually looked at the gold number in a while. That's a lot.
That's a lot.
That was a huge swing. They just took a ton of towers off the back of that Baron. And their prize on the escape is going to be this Dragon Soul here. And now they have no choice but to contest Renai. Batmel on the Pantheon going deep. Little too late. Renai circulates the Dragon Soul here. That Mel gonna lose her life. Can they get any trade kills here? It's a 1-for-1, a 1-for-2. All right, that's not nothing.
Numbnuts takes one out with him, but
That's rough. Wang, they did not want Wang to
Dubdrum?
die there. Dubdrum is like, you're by guy, you got cooldowns. He's in the flow state right now. Unfortunately, one step away from the flow state is the drowning state, which I
going down?
believe that's
triple in hit.
that's the red team.
Team's inhibitor has been
Oh, the creeps were there.
Yep. The creep's got the triple in him. It's time for pressure like you've never felt before in this base. Double supers coming in every lane.
Shout out to Renai and Shotman, who both have 14 assists, which would make you think they were in all of the same fights. If you don't look a little further over and see that Renai also has 15 kills.
Right.
Renai, 29 out of 33 on the kill participation. That's a lot.
Really high KP out here. Literally, the reason his team is all of these fights, it's on him.
Yeah, just an absolute masterclass of a game here. And I'm gonna risk it. I think this one's unthrowable.
Oh, really? You're gonna pull that again?
Yeah, and I feel good about it.
All right.
Triple inhib is just too much, man. They've only lost one tower. They don't have to just do one thing horribly wrong, they have to do 7 before they're in danger of losing this game.
There's the ping, they're going for the push in. The minions will handle themselves. They can just take this slow, but Chaba doesn't want to take it slow. He looks for the pull.
Yeah, there's only one Nexus tower here. I mean, this is textbook League of Legends. You've got the double supers coming in. Just push the waves, crash this into the sole remaining tower. You don't even need to engage them unless you see it. And now Mikro maybe a little too far forward here. Joey with a great flash forward gets the ult. They get the kill on Mel, and this is GG. The only question is how many more dollars will we be donating to charity? Renai hitting the tower here, then hitting Mikro, goes down like a caster creep. And this
he got it!
38 to 23, an 18 burger out of Renai. $61 for the kill. For the kids. Somehow, nearly as many kills as the last game.
Almost.
And that means Dank Jungle Dwellers are going to be eliminated, and BBBB are going to be being their little B butts straight to the finals.
And I think I have to go get ready to play him. So I'll talk to you guys later.
Godspeed, Tree. Here's your stats, folks. We're going to put a few minutes on the timer. We're going to let these players that are playing back-to-back take a few minutes here to catch their breath. I'm going to take a few minutes to catch my breath, and we'll be back soon. We've got BBB against the Radical Left Speedrunners in our grand finals. Please stay tuned. I look forward to seeing you there. All right, my friends, welcome back to the Baddy Charity League, where I was so close to having a sick go live, and then they didn't send it when I told them to. I'm AJ0, and I am here with the man who made the bet that turned this into the last SBL game ever, Mr. Thrifty Senpai. How are you feeling?
I'm doing great. We got a lot of really bad League of Legends. You know, got to keep the memory of the SBL alive, and we made the players look even worse than they actually were.
Want me to wait while you go get them?
All right, we got the teams updated on the... Oh, Jesus Christ, BBB is such a fucking long team name. I got to move it back over. We got the teams updated on this one, and... Oh, wait, no, there it is. There's Swain. I was like, there's no way. So this is a rematch of the winners finals matchup, so it looks like the right two teams were in that one.
Yeah, overlay's wrong.
What?
Oh, stream delay maybe.
Yeah, I already fixed it.
Perfect.
Yeah, no, we're good, we're
perfect.
good.
Cool.
Radical Left Speedrunners against Bees on the right side here. Anyone that was here an hour and a half ago, you saw us absolutely going crazy during this first matchup, and I think we're going to see some similar picks, but some good bans here to force some different picks into this one as well.
Yeah, so far though, nothing surprising here. We see the Ashe acquired for Renai Circulation. We've seen the Amumu acquired for Albino Joe. We see the Rakan for Tank Axe. And presumably that's a Rumble for Tree Mid.
Yeah, it's Swain adjacent in playstyle. So not too surprised here. And no way, are they really going to do Thomas Kentius?
Oh yeah, Chopman loves Tom Ketch, so they're all about they're all for this.
Well, as we saw last game, if you just set Renai Circulation up to carry and let him cook, he's going to serve you up some Michelin stars.
Yeah, Renai playing really well. Honestly, one of the players that's probably the least impacted by the Offroles enforced in this tournament. Q's Phil regularly, honestly plays AD carry enough that it's debatably his second role almost. Honestly, you could flip that in jungle between days, and I would not be surprised.
Absolutely. So bans coming through fast here. It looks like these guys have a decent idea of what they want to get rid of. Tragic. Aurelion Soul, the last band.
Interesting. I have to say, I am particularly surprised by seeing the Tail ban. Well, you know that has been Chai's big thing, and I guess these games have been going long and sloppy, but the thing is that until the game hits about 30 minutes, we have seen Chai do just about nothing with it.
Yeah, if you're not sure what you need to ban, like if there's nothing you feel that threatened about, I don't blame you for wanting to just change things up. And please don't pick Briar. Please don't pick Briar. I don't know what that champ does besides run it down. I don't want to look like a fool on the last ever SBL game.
Dude, you're so wrong. We literally are gonna have one right after this.
Good point. Good point. I don't know if we've got anybody lifting a leg and donating $1 per kill this game. I have dropped a good amount of money in the last two games, so I think at this point I am bowing out for the weekend, as I have, I think, nearly given what I've got. But I do hope some folks will consider doing the $1 per kill. I know we have a lot of day-long bets that are still coming in as well. A lot of bets have been placed on League of Legends, unsurprisingly. So if you in the chat were considering making some last-minute donations to the kids, now is a great time.
Yeah, things that I actually just realized that we kind of just like motored on through here without really paying attention. That is looking like probably a Caitlyn mid, but we have a Mordekaiser locked in, and we have a Kindred. Cal loves Kindred. But, man, Kindred is a feast or famine jungler at times.
Well, it's a good thing that's not a man who ever has a tendency of starting to feast and then vomiting. Right? Like Cal sometimes shows up to the feast.
If you start feasting on Kindred, that's a good thing. Like, you're at least going to be relevant even then. It's when you famine from the get-go. That champion has such a hard time coming back.
Fortunately for him, his opponent in the jungle is Albino Joe, obviously. Not a jungle main, and so that makes it a little
MT
easier.
Mama coming in the chat. I got him to pick Kindred. Congrats on your win, BB. Sabotaged by the friend. It's what we love to see.
All right. I need to go adjust the temperature in my apartment. Tim, take it away for a second.
Oh, right. Excellent. So, not too much else we have to say here besides chilling for that spectator delay. The real question I have to debate here is where we're seeing the Tom Kench and Ash landing. There's definitely some decisions here. We don't get to see exactly what changes because we do have enemy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Thanks Riot for not fixing that on the spectator client. Truly going to haunt me to this day. It's going to drive me absolutely fucking bananas in SBL 2024 when they still don't fix that.
Yeah, it's a pretty obnoxious bug.
It's not even a bug. It's just intended, I think, from when they switched to the normal draft, and this just uses the same UI. But
I mean,
ranked. But
if they're just reusing something from a different game mode, I feel like that can't be intended. So I work for a company that doesn't do a lot of QA. That's what this is.
Yeah, QA miss. Yeah, that could totally be it.
Riot's QA has I would say trended downward over the years. There's a lot of things to assess the quality of. Obviously, what are we at? Over 150 champs at this point, I think.
Yeah, I feel like honestly, for Riot's QA on champs has been pretty solid. In the long term, dude. They're putting out a live service game and they're putting a patch out every 2 weeks. I mean, if you exclude Mordekaiser and Viego, the actual kings of bugs.
Yeah, those two have done a lot of
those two do a lot of lifting. Well, like, I don't know, as someone who works in dev and sees a lot of dev and sees a lot of how people's patch cycles go, man, there is some people who just could not fucking get it together. But enough about that. There is 2 questions here. We've seen Tree play the Swain and we've seen Tree play the Rumble. I think that the Rumble has been not nearly as impressive as the Swain.
No, absolutely not. And I don't think that's a shock to anybody that knows him well.
Yeah.
Swain, one of his best champs as a support player or a carry player down in the bot lane. Don't really have to do much that different if you want to go play a mid lane. So I was absolutely shocked that went through before. And I don't think it's going through again tonight because when somebody drops a 20 burger on you, you just say, like, okay, we can't let them play that. There's not a whole lot else to think about.
Not a chance. There's just some things. There's fuck around and find out, and they found out, and they're done fucking around.
Yep, that would be the smart play.
Well,
so
we got a $5 per kindred stack this game from NT Bama.
Ooh, I like that one. That's creative.
I like that one. That is a creative one. We'll have to make sure. So that means we have to make sure, as the spectators and commentators, to be on top of the kindred stack watch.
I'll try my best, chat. So I'm just adjusting everything here real fast for you. Got my overlays almost all the way there, as we do have a fight setting up here. So I better Control-Shift-Z, zoom this one out. 27, 28, 29 on the team, as we do see all of the bees heading straight towards the top lane here. Will they find someone?
They're going to find Shy.
Oh,
you
Shy.
Do not. Yeah. That is not a good bush.
No, that's a terrible bush.
That is a terrible bush.
You don't get sight until they get to right about here. You don't do that. Shy learned an expensive lesson here. Is now he is going to be a juicy target for a jungler with good ganks and a bot to top path kind of baked in. How long do you think I can just keep this bee up before somebody kills me?
Yeah, get rid of that. I was thinking, I was like, I'm about to mention it. You said it, and I was like, wow, he's reading my mind. That shit's obnoxious.
That one lived a good life. No, that was all we intended for. We're gonna center radical left speedrunners here.
Production values right here.
You don't get that shit in the in the LCS.
That is true.
And you don't get people playing their off rolls. You don't get a lot of Caitlyn mid with the Ghost. You get a lot of boring gameplay and losses at Worlds. So I'm excited to see what we got coming here. I'm a big fan of Caitlyn mid. As somebody who's played in a handful of 1v1 tournaments back in the day, has played a lot of Caitlyn over the years.
Yeah, I think in terms of like, I don't know, 1v1 tournaments, yeah, I think it's pretty good. I think in terms of what their team is trying to do and what is actually like good, I think it's pretty fucking bad.
Well, Numbnuts is saying he doesn't agree, so we'll see.
I mean, that's right. Range versus melee, first off. Like, you're saying, like, oh, 12 lanes? Oh, are you saying the pick? But yeah, I don't know. We'll see what he does for his team, but you never know at the Offroles tournament how it's going to go. I guarantee you Tree's not play a matchup against Caitlyn with his Rumble, so there's definitely that to be said as well.
I mean, fortunately for him, he has a bot laner, so he at least does know Caitlyn, which is really just like knowing her auto range and not getting auto too much. But if you're playing Caitlyn mid, like, you really need to be overwhelming with the pressure, which means you need to be playing very carefully around the jungle pressure, which means Cal should be looking mid a lot. That's some nice damage
in the land of AD mids, there's just a lot of other AD mids that do that job a lot better. And it's been a while since we've seen AD carry mids be good. Consistently in the mid lane though. Riot, not about that too much in these days.
Yeah, they let a lot of degeneracy plague this game, but for some reason the AD carries mid is too far for them. This is Numbnuts is going to be able to just walk out of it. Tree's respecting the junglers.
Yeah. Yeah, even if he did, there wasn't like, he would be able to get some more damage on there, but there wasn't really that much to gain there besides just a bit more damage. So I think he's just taking his free trade win.
Yeah, one thing to keep an eye on here in the top lane. Well, first of all, we are going to fight for the crab here. Joe is committed here, and I don't know if he's going to win this one because Rumble is rumbling on over to the jungle. Albino Joe going to have to flash there. Nice play from the radical left speedrunners.
I am honestly surprised that we didn't see Kindred flash for that afterwards, with Tree being right behind. Well,
you did say...
It's a high-risk play.
Yeah.
But
you did say, you know, feast or famine champion. I wouldn't be surprised if Cal just wants to make sure he doesn't make that mistake early.
Yeah,
in case something goes wrong.
Because he did have a Moo marked, so it's a huge payoff if he could immediately... Like, if they picked up that kill there and he goes to Crab, massive payoff if you're getting already at 2 stacks this early in the game.
Maybe he's gonna just kill him with this Crab.
Nope, this Crab's gone, and there's no... That was Kindred's mark. But now we see... Booker sets lying in wait, looking to see if he can get a gank off.
Yeah, so anyways, in this top lane, because Direct to Camera wants us here so I can finally make this point, Chai definitely getting a little bodied on the creep score early on here. An eye on that as this game develops. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Tree not getting bodied, which is not good if you're Caitlyn into a melee. Although that was some nice damage.
Yeah, big problem for Caitlyn here is that Caitlyn's going to have 0 wave pressure at this point because she is No more Piltover Peacemakers pushing that wave. Has to rely on those autos, and she does not have quite the steroids for it yet. So Tree could very easily take a safe back.
This team just really giving us a lot of time to breathe here, which is real nice of them.
No, as a bit of a slower, nothing too explosive yet. There was hints of promise. Oh, the ghost coming out. Yep.
And Cal doesn't seem to care. Joe is in this quadrant, but I think they're going to just settle for the pressure there.
Yeah, he's more than happy to chase him away, burn a bit of time, and he's going to cancel that back. But Tizzy finds herself in a bit of trouble. Has to flash away, but it's not enough. Malphite. Directed Camera is a clown.
You know, I kind of like that. We're normally so conditioned to know if directed camera skips away from the fight that no one died. So it was being like, haha, you better stay attentive, kids at home. Thought I was going to be safe. Well, we still got a kill here. And now Renai circulation getting knocked up. Thomas going pretty defensive here, and everyone's going to walk out of this one.
Oh, man. No, I'm not still hanging around. That's insane. You need to just... Yeah, it looks like he survived from level up.
That is very fortunate. Well played out of the nuts.
Joe gonna find himself wandering into the mid lane, but needs to be careful. That rumble, you do not want that bandage. It's a good thing you did not land that one, Joey. That rumble has fire, and bandages are in fact flammable.
So this game is gonna keep going at a nice slow pace here. What are you looking out for in the next couple of minutes here? Like, what's
I'm looking for Cal to get a kindred mark. That is like the biggest thing we need to see on the table. Still has 0 currently, and kindred really wants to hit that 4 mark. There's a massive power increase on kindred when you hit that 4 marks.
That's what we will be looking for here. That's just to be laying in their hearts out here. Tree, you know, a little bit of a lead in the mid lane here. You lost some of it on the recall, but again, still just really good out of him to be up in this kind of a matchup. Shy not CSing very well in the top lane. Fortunately for him, he's got that kill keeping him a little more afloat.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how this is going to go as the game develops.
How do you feel about that ward out of Caitlyn? Walked up, warded into the Rift Herald pit for anyone that wasn't watching minimap like I was there. Not... Unless they were really confident they were doing it, but they guessed wrong here, and now it's going to be Dragon instead, and this does look pretty free for the Bees. Cal maybe going to think about a steal here, and he is not going to get it. Renai going to execute... definitely sketchy that, I don't know if Joey smited earlier, didn't have his smite. I wasn't watching that closely.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure, but regardless, picked up the first dragon of the game.
Few too many, but your heart was in the right place.
Nah, dude, there's so damn many. The number's only going to go up.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
well,
yeah,
Numbnuts' health number's only going to go down.
That was great. Tree saw the second he started to see the Piltover animation, he just dropped the equalizer on her. Like,
I like that.
Yeah, like the animation takes so long that the equalizer is gonna land. No flash, otherwise you are just going to burn to death. That gives Tree a lot of control over this lane here, but
yeah, ooh, all right, gonna land.
Oh, but Rakan is slippery.
Yeah. If I'm either of these 80 carries, I'm pretty happy to just farm this one out. Again, if you're going up against Chopman, Renai, and you're just going even in lane, like, you got to be pretty happy about that allocation of resources. Although this, maybe Phoenix Blaze playing a little too far forward here. Now I think he's bit off too much, but he's still holding on to the flash just fine. They bought some time. Phoenix Blaze playing kind of forward here. He's still holding... Oh, he doesn't have his flash, but he's not going to need it. Dario and Renai both blowing all of their summoners defensively. Get excited. Going to lower those health bars, but everyone walking out alive. This game feels like it's so close to just blowing open.
Oh yeah, I mean we're 200 gold apart. The only real difference is like very even in all of the lanes. Absolutely just a nice edge, but you know, at some point something will break, and then we'll see how everything's gonna go. But until then, poor Hooker Sets is still sitting at 0 Kindred stacks.
People come mid lane and Numbnuts blows a summoner. It just is like clockwork. Yeah,
it's really crazy. The thing is, that now that someone needs to just revisit, he doesn't have sums. Just come before he gets them back up.
Yeah, I have not loved the pathing out of Joey this game. He's never quite been in the right place at the right time, which is unfortunate with a champ like a Mumu that has so much opportunity.
Christy VG. So Kindred is the champion that Hooker said is playing, and one of the champion's mechanics is that they mark champions to kill, or there's also certain camps on the map that'll be marked, and when they do, they get a stack, and they get stronger the more stacks they have. It's very important for that champion to have 4 stacks, because they get a range increase then and a couple other stat steroids.
So Kindred's going to, they're going to take first Rift Herald of the game here. You can kind of think of it like, you know how dogs will pee on something to mark it. Kindred wants to pee on you to become...
What? The fuck?
To disrespect you and take stats.
This is some radical left shit.
Tree was thinking about peeing on a numbnuts here, but somehow these guys both disengage. Every time I get my hopes up about an all-in in the mid lane, they just walk away from each other.
Yeah. I think a bit of that comes down to discomfort here. As a Dare Shaman might find... Nope. Jinx Chopper's not going to land.
Yeah, but now maybe
But
in the
Tree...
mid lane, Joey finally going to get the engage into the mummy, and Numbnuts is on the board here.
Ash Arrow finds a different mark as it hits Hook Resets, who was waiting in the wings.
I liked that play out of Joey. Shout out to Chai, who's been crawling back on the CS deficit up in the top lane. Seems like with a couple of items, he's able to get those last hits a little more effectively. We're heading towards Dragonflight, I think.
Yeah, Hook Resets. Finds Kit. Numbnuts. Numbnuts does not have summoners. Numbnuts is low. Damage going down. There we go. Hook Resets on the board.
Yeah, beautiful there out of Cal. Although that means they will maybe be missing a little too much health for this dragon. I don't know if they like. No, I love this. Drop it mid lane, and you guys can go pincer this dragon off. Oh my god, I'm an idiot. I have not put timers up. As a
Joey's going over here just in time. We got Poison. Joey's getting very low, and oh my goodness!
Oh, barely walking out with his life.
Out to safety.
And that is, maybe not the end of it, because now Dario Chapman is walking in. He does not have a lot of health. There's a teleport coming out.
Get very low. TP coming in. Chai Teacher coming back up, and that's a little awkward.
Renai, you're too far forward. Tank Axe gets an easy flash. He's locking him up. Renai trying to walk away here. It looks like he will walk into the waiting arms of Caitlyn, but that is going to be an easy dragon for the Radical Left speedrunners. They're going to even this up 1-1.
Yeah, and just like that, Radical Left speedrunners made their move. They got Herald, they got plates in the mid lane. They picked up a dragon, and this game is brought directly back to even.
Good God.
Yep.
So some big breakpoints worth looking at. There is a first item on Tizzy, Numbnuts, and Renai right now. No first items on the sides of the Radical Left speedrunners. That's the real big thing to look at. That is the advantage in a fight. Right?
We're gonna start seeing items come through. Radical Left is sitting on quite a bit of money. Hooker's is sitting on over 2K right now.
But that's the kind of thing that may have been the difference in that last fight, which was very fortunate for
Boom. Headshot.
Something interesting here is we see Caitlyn leading with the Yomu's Ghostblade. We're going to be seeing the lethality Caitlyn.
All right. I mean, I like that. We got some squishy characters in this game you could be trying to target. And the game slowing back down. Again, nothing like winners finals.
No, nothing like literally any other game of the day so far. In fact.
Yeah, I don't know if we made it 15 minutes with so few kills in any of them. Maybe the first game of the day.
Actually, no. The first game had a lot of blood by 15.
Phoenix Play is getting locked up here. He's going to have to flash out. Now the damage is going to stick on a Tank Axe, who is going forward. For some reason, he'll dash out. He's fine, but that is some nice chunking.
Actually, I forgot. The second game probably did, because the second game we went 55 minutes without a single ace.
Yes, that was
a truly legendary SBL performance. Definitely going to be up there in the pantheon of games. As Albino Joe, speaking of, looking to make his name as a championship jungler. Chai Trigger going to flash out, ult out, but he's trapped in the Shadow Realm. Tizzy's beating away, waiting for this. Albino Joe's looking like he's going to be ready for.
Joey does everything you can possibly do wrong in that engagement, and it matters because Joey never tagged Chai. There was no assist. That was a solo kill
for Tizzy. Tizzy proving she is cracked. All you needed was just a little bit of fear. Albino Joe put the fear in Chai, and but he's gonna also put the fear in Hook. Resets. Kindred gonna come down, keep people alive, and oh my goodness. Bad amount of damage. Treva's not up, and Hooker's gonna pick up one. Looking like two. He has the flash if he needs, and there it is.
It's an all-you-can-eat buffet, and Cal is feasting now, 3-0-1, looking for his chance to carry this game. Mr. Tuesday said he baited him into picking at Cal, saying, no, I am built different, and now has a chance to start taking control of this game.
Yeah, as we were previously, we were worried. Now, Cal, 3-0-1, 3 Kindred stacks. He's a terror.
And I love it. I love Cal playing passive in the early game, being confident they will make mistakes for me to capitalize on.
Oh man, a lot of damage going out. Gonna force the flash.
I think that was unnecessary.
I think, yeah, if Malphite had ult, it was necessary. But Malphite's ult just came up right now.
And it doesn't stop. This team heard us lamenting the lack of aggression in this game. Jinx, you get away. You are a tasty, tasty girl. And Renai is going to eat her alive. Man, all right. This game got real exciting real fast. I'm alive, Tim.
Yeah, no, just like that. We are vigorous. Whoa! Blasco coming over. Chai from the top lane.
Oh no!
Goleta, there's a TP coming in, but it's too late. That TP started, and your teammate was gone in a blink afterwards.
Absolute numb nuts positioning there in the mid lane. And we said, Caitlyn, you need to be getting an advantage if you're going to pick this champ mid. How about going 1-3-1 instead? Caitlyn is a rough champ to be behind on in the mid game because now it is a very long way away from your multiple item spikes. You are the lethality build here. It'll be a little bit Joey, it's just Rift. You don't need to steal this. Don't lose your life, please. Joey, thank you for listening. I appreciate you.
Cal's coming up shortly here.
Yeah, 25 seconds
Herald
in the second
down.
dragon for one of these teams here. If we take a peek at the gold, oh my. Hook resets it on 2,500. They might want to just give this so that they don't make that mistake. And yeah, Hook resets, he's showing top lane. Okay,
yeah,
so
that's really, really wise. Yeah, he has 3. 4 is the power spike. But yeah, no, I like this call a lot. He's sitting on too much money. They do not want to have a team fight, so instead they're opting to trade top tower with the Herald for the Dragon.
I forgot about the Rift Herald. That's a great decision. Let's Cal not be, in a fight with all that gold in his pockets. Go get a tower instead. A lot of pressure here. Start blowing this game open.
Wow, and they're actually also using this time to push down mid, putting a lot of pressure. Numbnuts finding himself on the side. Outside, not where you want to be.
They get 2 towers mid out of that Shelly. A Knight of Big Shelly's over the Ash Arrow. Maybe going to be a fight here. Joey has a chance. Flashing, dashing. Curse of the Sad Mummy. Numbnut's going to get the kill onto Jinx. Now Tankax running for his life. It should just be the one here, but Renai is going to at least put some threat into Tree, who has to flash out both summoners down a little bit on the backside, but still a huge win for the Radical Left speedrunners.
Yeah, looks like they might be losing their... Oh! Yeah, they will be losing their mid tower in answer here.
Gold is dead even.
Yeah, dead even game. Looking for a dive. Tom Kench coming in. He's a tanky boy.
Can't quite close the gap there, unfortunately. And now Jinx all going to put some good damage on. I think they're going to chase this one.
Bars.
Yeah, they're
going to... SBL Malphite at your pleasure.
Yeah, Joey's gonna have nothing he can do but try to stall this, but that's a 5th kill of the game for Cal. And Hook resets, still going forward. He's slowed. I don't know how much he's gonna care. Has to ghost out of Numbnuts. On the other side, the Dario Chopman made it out alive as well. But another really good spot to be in here for the Radical Left speedrunners. We're gonna try to run this down. Man, and Numbnuts, why do you always do this? You're Caitlyn! You can't survive them!
Goes. Set up. Hooker sets going into the enemy jungle. Might be able to find his 4th mark. Gromp is available. Will he greet it?
Oh yeah, do it.
Oh, he's green. Heck yeah. Good.
Yeah,
I like
Cal.
this choice a lot. Oh wow, that's not even green. That thing is just gone.
Yeah, that's free. That is
He
free.
is massive.
Happy birthday, Hook resets here. This team's going to have a chance. They don't even need to spend. Chai, the only person really sitting on a lot of gold currently. You know, Cal on a minimal.
Yeah,
decent
Dino
amount.
Joe pinging. Kindred has a 600 gold bounty.
And now, only 2,000 gold though. And as we know, Kindred comps are very throwable.
Oh yeah. I mean, you bring a lot of power and a lot of carry potential out of this jungle, but you're also very, very squishy and very, very positioning dependent. And speaking of positioning dependent, TankX, you do not want to be here. There is a lot of CC.
Oh, that's big. That's going to keep them going here. Hook resets though. Let's say Hook resets. Look at that score line. 6-0 on a real snowbally 80 carry. He would never start throwing away that lead.
No, he's never done that in history of ever.
So we'll see some tower defense
It's okay,
coming
there's
out.
no Malphite on the enemy team from actually.
Yeah, this
That's
is
actually the huge thing. That's the biggest brain thing they've done. They picked the Malphite so he doesn't have to worry about the Malphite.
you can see this is a rough spot to be in for BBB because they wanted to push that down, but like with the 280 carries and the Caitlyn, but it's Malphite. Like he's gonna ult you. And even in the 4v5, that's a super winnable fight.
Yeah, this Malphite pick is so clutch here against the double 80 carry comp.
That's actually, I mean, that's as we start heading into the later phases of the game here, really the thing to watch for is what is the play for the Bees? Like, you want to be in a situation where both your 80 carries are hitting a tower, but Malphite just negates that so intensely. I mean, Tim, if you were the B team, what would you be calling for here?
I mean, see, you definitely, like, you do Mordekaiser 1-4 split. You have to be, one of your 80 carries has to choose which one's getting prio and hitting the tower, and then Tom Kench has to cover them. Like, that's what you have to do here in those situations. It is not an easy execute, but it is definitely doable.
So maybe in that situation, you want Caitlyn to be the one hitting the tower because she's got the extra range, can set up the traps, and then if they go in on the Caitlyn, Renai is now free and uncontested, slowing people in the backest backline.
Bingo, exactly. And then ideally, Tom Kench is fast on the eat and just eats the Caitlyn when they try to hard engage.
Yeah, if he's able to do that, I mean, it's not like there's a ton of burst on this team. Like, it could be worse, so you have the chance to react there.
Yeah, it's a lot of it's going to be about being just either you have to be ready for every single Malphite.
They're all showing bot. What are you doing? They thought this. No! It's 280 carries. This is going to melt.
I mean, one's lethality Caitlyn, so it's not going down that fast for it. But this team is a rather quick Baron team, regardless. Lethality Caitlyn, all about that burst force. So Jinx Rocket coming by, they know. It's sad.
Salvo laughing at how late that get excited was, and now they have a chance here. They could just ignore Dragon and run this down mid, but they are going to go for the fight.
No, they don't have. Look at their waves. The actual one is top. If they went top, they could have done some serious damage here.
Yeah, but Dragon is going to go down to the.
They want this fight, and oh my goodness, the fucking Malphite off. The unstoppable force, the equalizer comes across. Albino Joe gets a curse at that moment, but it's going to do nothing. Disengage. The radical left. They're running all over. The Bees. They can't do anything.
Yeah, they're going to try to turn this, but they're not going to have a chance. Dario Chopman is the last thing standing in this fight as Renai is running out of his base. They have only killed TankX. They'll get Tree as a consolation prize. They have to be careful. Renai is coming. If this fight does extend, he could attack over the wall, but I don't think that's going to happen. Oh, maybe he is. Oh, just can't quite get the sight.
He would die from that. Hook resets will do so much damage to him so fast, actually. It's kind of crazy.
He's at least knows that there's no ult there. He's playing with fire here. Is it too much? Get excited! Jinx from downtown! I make fun of the last ult, but it comes off of cooldown.
And just like that, Baron buff.
And you saw in that fight the engage out of Chai. It caught the Bees with their pants down. Mad Cow, he was over the wall, nowhere near any of his 80 carries. The entire team gets blasted in the ass, and he's not there to save anybody. So much damage goes out. Thomas does nothing, and it is an easy cleanup there. A ton of extra gold. Not really? I guess they really didn't get anything out of that.
I mean, they were down. So Baron. So we basically went back to status quo.
Yeah, I guess they cleared Baron off. Yeah,
Like Radical Left, Radical Left was down on gold. Actually, Asher coming in. Ooh. But yeah,
That was close.
Radical Left was slightly ahead on gold. Baron goes out.
Disrespect. He's got the emote too.
Oh man, directed cam, real MVP right there.
So looking at the gold here, the only real leads. I mean, there's 1,000 gold lead on Chop Man. That doesn't matter. It's all on hook resets. 803 on the Kindred. He is the army right now.
Oh yeah, he has over 3,000 more gold than the next most in NS's game. This is the hook reset show. And it's very good that he cannot hear us saying that, because he'd panic. He'd panic. It'd be like hands everywhere, spaghetti. Oh no! But for now, numbnuts, where are you? Oh man, I thought that blast code was going to spot them out, and that was going to be about a bad time. Equalizer going to take out the wave.
Yeah, good choice there. Don't let any pressure go onto this tower. Nice defenses, and this game is starting to set up for. This is starting to set up like a game that could go for a while.
Yeah, it's not quite there. Once Rumble hits 16, the equalizer cooldown is very short. Right now, there is a bit of a cost to that, so probably no fight for about a minute or so.
Yeah, we got 2 minutes on the Dragon. That's the next obvious time to set up a fight. I think these two teams are going to just really be playing a lot of footsies until then.
There's a chance we see a third game. Twitch chat. You never know. It's definitely, like, hook resets really popping off, but in the day, this is a 1k gold difference. Dragons are even. And this is the SBL. Not many games are unthrowable.
Yeah, and as a stack check, we are currently at 5
5
on the Kindred. This game's slowing down. Jink's gonna maybe have some free reign to go take this bot tier 1 here, but the Bees are gonna set up for a big top lane push of their own. And actually should have some pretty free reign on this tier 2. I think it's a tier 1 for tier 2 trade. Good rotations there out of 3B, 1B, 1B, 2B.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
I like this Numbnuts pressing, but maybe a little too far. There's the red buff slowdown. Numbnuts taking the damage. Tree from downtown, and Kindred with number 9. And meanwhile, engage in the top lane here. Chai is a tanky man. He should be fine here, but his team needs to get back to base. Joey gonna ult just the Malphite. Yeah, and there we go. Jinx excitement, not going to do a whole lot, but there's going to be a lot of damage onto the tier 3. Rumble is going to try to trade. This is a real dicey situation. Malphite,
I don't know. It's looking really good here. The Radical Left is going very, very fast, and they are still doing it right.
That's a huge ult on a Kindred. It keeps Phoenix Blaze alive, and Phoenix Blaze is barely going to outduel the Amumu. Now it's Tizzy trying to do some mop-up work, but Tizzy...
This is going to be huge. This is going to be a massive shutdown if she's able to pick up hook resets. That's a 1,000 gold! 1,000 gold on the Mordekaiser! And now Tizzy is maybe going to lose her life on the backside of this, but she does damage. She's tanky, but it is not enough. Phoenix Blaze with his second. And somehow, neither inhibitor went down? Yeah. And we're back to the mid laners 1v1ing mid lane. The Dragon is alive. Do you think can Tree solo this? Tree could solo this, but it's not going to be fast, and people will definitely...
And Thomas can close that gap real fast if he snuffs it out.
Yeah.
Tree has a flash.
It's pretty risky. Their jungler's not up, but yeah, we do see him starting it up. Yep.
His team is not that far. I like this. It's Chemtech game, which means they have an opportunity to get vision if they want it. And it looks like no one is coming that direction. They're waiting out Albino Joe.
All the bees are descending. There are 5 members. Ash arrows coming into the pit. It's going to hit the Xmas tree. This is looking really dicey.
This is a 50-50 situation.
Oh no. Phoenix Blaze getting caught here. This is not a 50-50. This is 100%. Albino Joe's the only one with Smite.
And Albino Joe gonna secure that 3rd Dragon of the game. Soul point for BBB. Oh my god, what a game. 2,000 gold apart here. Radical Left speedrunners with that 1,000 gold apart here. Radical Left speedrunners, they win this game. They win the tournament. If the Bees win, we get game 3.
Yep. This could be... This these next few moments can decide whether the Charity League is done at 7:30 or like 9 o'clock.
Yeah, Tizzy, good call out from Dan here. Tizzy showing bot she does not have teleport for a long time. And it's her team that's posturing towards Barrett and Asher. But oh, wait, no, it's even ballsier of Cal to show bot. Cal!
Oh my goodness! Wait. Hooker said showing bot, but he's confident his team is there. They knew Tizzy was there. It's a 4v4. Asher are going to go long. Hail Mary not going to land it. Oh my god. Numbnuts having to flash out to safety. Is this damage just saying? Dario Chapman, though, finds himself in a bad neighborhood here. That is not a place for a catfish, my friend.
They need to force the fight in the ramp to get people funneled up into Albano Joel, but Numbnuts with such low health here.
They don't have too much time. Equalizer is down, so it's only 50 seconds on that.
Oh my god, this is so tense. This is such a weird setup that we're in.
Numbnuts is so low at this point, though. Like, Malphite ult doesn't even need follow-up. If he finds that, oh, here we go. Flash Malphite ult. Numbnuts in the center.
Oh, Chai, not quite ballsy enough to pull the trigger. Numbnuts, oh my god, my brother in Christ.
He's flirting with danger, and oh no, Cal finds it.
That was bad out of Numbnuts. That is, I mean, that's the kind of thing that could lose you a tournament. And now they have no choice but to fight.
And Albino Joe makes the engage, but it's not enough. He goes down. Phoenix Blades go down. Dario Chapman, you're a big tanky catfish, but oh my goodness, hook resets and Phoenix Blades are just cutting through you.
Double kill for the Jinx, and I don't think they're done. Tizzy has a lot of health, but it ain't gonna be enough. That is a triple kill for the Jinx. No ult available, but it may not be necessary. It was just Renai circulation still alive, and I think that is too many people dead. This game is going to be over. Renai circulation, will you die with your boots on, or will you watch this Nexus go down? You know how he plays, you know the answer, and the Radical Left speedrunners are going to be the BCL champions. Undefeated, baby.
Tell him.
You know it's bad when you lose the game and you set Chai up to talk that smack. What a beautiful game out of the Radical Left speedrunners. So many things they did well that game. Look at the champion damage. An absolute team game spearheaded by Cal and now on that hook resets.
I can finally say it because I couldn't tell beforehand. This was the team I bet was going to win. I knew it. If I told Cal, they lose. 100%.
Yeah, they looked good. They did a lot of
really good.
A lot of very good things, and everyone was saying there's no chance. Everyone was predicting of the top players that Tree and Cal were going to be some of the worst at off-rolling. Well, we predicted wrong. There was a lot going on that game. That was a fun match. These guys had some good games. I wish we could watch a best of 5.
Yeah, those were some really good games. This was a lot of fun.
I was.
Yeah.
But
too bad we could never do it again.
All good things have to come to an end, and I found my 2-factor authentication app, so we all know what that means is coming. But before I do anything dramatic, folks, we're going to stick around for just a few more minutes here for the BCL closing ceremony. So, folks, we're going to put a few minutes on this timer, and then we're going to say our general closing bullshit. I would encourage you, if you had any remaining bets that you needed to go donate, I please ask that you go do that in these next few minutes, because we really would like to see the final donation tally as we are in our closing ceremony here. So if you've been betting on games today, if you forgot to pay something out from yesterday, if you're just feeling really charitable, oh my God, Gary Huckletune Lane coming in with the stacks. I don't know if he was the last donor, actually. I just see him as the most recent donor, but somebody did it. It was maybe him and maybe somebody else, but folks, we have broken the $5,000 barrier. We are at 5,100 and counting. Oh my God. Keep donating. What I was saying, keep 301.
Oh,
keep donating. I think Valk donated $1 for every kill today because he'd been counting.
That explains it. Yeah, we are just not only we did hit fire, we are flying past it.
Everyone's catching those donations, and so guys, we're gonna be back in just a few minutes. Go get your last donations in, and then we're going to come back and say thank you. See you in a few. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back where we are not pulling correctly. There we go. The overlay is more right. Let's make this aesthetic. I am AJS0, and I would like to apologize to each and every one of you. I have abused my authorities in the past 3 days. And I believe a correction should occur. Tim, take it away.
For everyone who wants to know, and anyone who somehow is still doubting it, there will be no leagues nor servers deleted on this day. And in fact, there's one final announcement for the charity. I would like to announce that the SBL 2024 will be returning in January, and I hope to see you all there. The SBL not being deleted yet. We will all suffer together at least one more time.
I know you didn't mean this, but just the hesitation when you were like, there will be no leaks.
Yeah. That was not intentional, but very funny.
Well,
Ooh, what a plot twist. We shut it all down.
Hey, that's what somebody wanted that answered the
radical left, in fact, were able to win the charity league and save the SBL.
Yeah.
Who knew?
Yeah.
Discord might be too loud. I'm going to take you guys down a notch here. Chat, correct me if that was the wrong call here. No, that was great because that stalled us out to an even further benchmark here. Gentlemen.
An unbelievable benchmark, honestly.
Holy shit.
$5,500 for the kids, pending any final donations that may come through. That means we have cleared our previous record by over $1,000. We are somewhere in the neighborhood of $18,000 lifetime for the Children's Miracle Hospital Network. And we really appreciate each and every one of you that has been here this weekend. There is a lot of love and a lot of care that goes into this weekend. I think it was easily the best Baddy Charity League yet. I had a great time participating, viewing, and to be able to do something like this for such a good cause is just, it's really awesome. I'm really, really proud to be a member of this community. I don't even know what else to say. Gentlemen, take it away.
I guess I just want to give a shout out to everyone who helped, everyone who, has been there planning from the start, anyone who helped organize any event, played in any event, everyone who showed up for the Salty Suite, the tournaments, anyone who just popped in and played Crab Game or TF2 with us. Thank you all for making it a great weekend and helping us raise a shitload of money for the kids.
Yeah, we couldn't done without any of you. So thank you for watching. You guys are the best.
Yeah, every single one of you helped make this happen. And we're all deeply thankful for everything you guys have done by participating and donating.
Well, gentlemen, it's been about 5 minutes since I apologized for abusing my power. Which means I think it's been long enough that I can abuse my power again. And I would like to say something that I have not run past anybody else in this chat. And ladies, gentlemen, and everybody else that is here in chat right now, I am happy to announce Baddy Charity League 2024. Shock, awe. Who could have seen this coming? You guys are going to be a part of it. I'm not asking you. I am telling you. I am announcing to you. We're going to come back next year. It is going to be a blast. I'm already excited. Some of the ideas that didn't make it into this year may get refined and used for next year. But that is all we got. 5,500 on the dot. Folks, I'm going to be posting a feedback form shortly. So if you are at all interested in providing some feedback so that as we start planning for the next year, we have some ideas to go off of. Tell us what you liked. Tell us what you didn't like. There's nothing else that needs to be said. 30.
I got
30. Tim. No, Tim. What do you want to say?
Yeah, before I forget, because I just want to say this right now, everyone who's watching, everyone who's listening right now, give a absolutely massive shout out to Tizzy. She's the one who did all of the graphic design for all this. She made the awesome shirt, she made the awesome Swanick, and the awesome Mount Swainsmore, and
Swanick?
Swanick, yeah.
Yeah, oh, that's what we're calling
Holy
it.
fuck!
Yeah, dude.
6,000!
What the
6,000!
fuck?
Someone just cold dropped another 500, you fucking insane motherfuckers!
Holy shit.
We were stalling for nothing, but actually we were stalling for something. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I thought you were popping off about the name
Let's-
Swaynick.
No, it's not the
Hey,
first time
I
I've
didn't
seen
know. I was like,
It's not that good.
Yeah.
But you know what is that good? Is 6,000. 6 fucking
Holy
K.
fucking shit.
Holy fuck.
Just blew away our record from last year.
Yeah.
Thank you all so fucking much. I'm scared to post the final number because I think somebody's gonna just go drop something again. I'll tell you what, if we hit 7,000, I'm going live again. I don't know what with, but we'll do it. Until then, I have nothing left to say. 30, say the words.
Cut the stream.